I'm just going to click the button and see how it goes. It looks like it says excellent connection, but nothing's coming up. Oh, there we go. Cool. Let me just test that audio. I don't know how people do this without having to... Oh, there we go. That's great. That's fine. Brilliant. Stream is healthy, I'm being told. Hi, welcome. I'm streaming on YouTube for a change. How about that? Instead of Twitch. Which I know you all watch. You all watch my Twitch. That's a given. Obviously, you are all subscribe to my Twitch. I actually haven't streamed on Twitch in a while, or at least consistently. I have been doing this... Well, I fell out of streaming, and I've been doing this thing where I won't stream for a month, and I'll stream, and I'll be like, oh man, it's been a while since I've streamed, sorry if I'm rusty. And then I won't stream for another month, and I'll go, oh, it's been a while, I might be rusty, guys, give me a chance. And so on and so forth. So I'm just going to stick to that formula. Sorry if this is kind of rusty and all over the place. I haven't made anything in a while. It's actually much longer now, because it's... I want to say like 2 months? Maybe 3? I think I've streamed once in that time. But, yeah. I'm streaming now. It's always kind of... I always want to stream something other than games, because games... Do I sound like a dick if I say games are overplayed? No pun intended. But I do want to play games, but I also want to make my streams a bit more interesting than that. But the reason I'm streaming on YouTube is what I'm streaming seemed a little more appropriate for my YouTube audience. I am obsessed with checking on my stream health. And this is why you shouldn't watch my streams, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not very good at it. I'm getting a thing. The bitrate is higher than recommended. 4,500. Oops. I pushed it to 12,000. Can I just change that right now? And it's done. What do you want? I fixed it. Go away. Yeah, so this felt a bit more appropriate for my YouTube audience than my Twitch audience, because I know a lot of... They're like... Well, first of all, I've only got like 20 followers on Twitch. Second of all, I know not a lot of them are people who watch me on YouTube. So... How do I word this? So I decided to stream on YouTube because I just hit 500 subscribers. Now, I don't want this to seem self-aggrandizing, as in, it's a milestone, guys. It's 500 subs. Oh my god, let's do a 500 sub special. Because it's not a lot. I think a lot of people who upload and try to get subscribers, I say try, I don't really try very hard. I think a lot of those people would agree that 500 is not a lot, and I think the base sort of subscriber milestone would be 1,000. I honestly don't see myself getting to 1,000, nor do I specifically care to like try. I've never grinded for subscribers. I just kind of upload what I want and try and find an audience that likes the same kind of thing. So, you know, whoever and however many number of people come to watch my videos and stuff, great. But it was quite curious to me, because it was only a year ago that I hit 200. And I was thinking, oh god, how long have I had this channel now? And I checked, and I've had it since 2016, which is 5 years. So it took me, 4 years to get to 200. And then, actually, in a year, I only got another, 100. But in the past few days, I got, 60 to 80 new subs. It's crazy. I'm getting, 5 subs a day. Mainly because there's apparently, I only learned this from the comments of it, but there's apparently been an influx of Sunset Overdrive videos uploaded to YouTube, and that is inarguably my most popular and successful video on my channel. It's the one most people like. It's the one that's got the most views, the most comments. And I'd say it's probably one of the ones I put the most effort into. And I'm very, very happy with. Unfortunately, I've not really got to make many videos in that style as I have wished to. I say got to. I've had the opportunity. I'm just a fucking asshole who never got around to making them for the most part. But yeah, it's crazy. It's left, right, and center. It's nice to see. And apparently my video just shows up in the recommendeds for some of the more popular new Sunset Overdrive videos coming out, which is very, very nice. It's a shame though, because I thought it was based off people searching for Sunset Overdrive because a sequel had been announced. Or something like that, you know what I mean? Or new content, or something like that. But alas, no. It's just the game's had an influx of popularity, which is also nice to hear. But my immediate response when someone was like, "Oh, Sunset Overdrive's really popular," all of a sudden was, "Why? What's the news? What's the dish? Give me the inside. Is there a sequel coming out?" I just want to lay this down flat, because I still get comments on that video about why doesn't Microsoft make a sequel, or why isn't a sequel coming out. First of all, I explained in the video, Microsoft do not have rights to Sunset Overdrive anymore. Insomniac was bought by Sony, who is obviously a direct competitor to Microsoft, so even if a sequel came out, it would be under Sony's wing. Second of all, Insomniac was very clearly made to be like a showrunner example of Microsoft Studios' independent game development. So it wasn't even a case where it was just Insomniac games. Like, Microsoft as developers had a hand in the game's thing. And it's not 100% impossible that Sony would go, well, you know what, we'll just sign you on to make this by yourself, or we'll get another studio to help you make it. Because I know it was still mostly Insomniac. You can feel that in Spider-Man PS4. You can feel that it was mostly Insomniac who did the technical work, and judging by the personality of previous games, very most likely the creative work as well. But that is still a hard maybe, because Microsoft as developers had such a hand in making Sunset Overdrive as well. It's very rare that Sony would come along and go, hey, you know this game that was basically the baby of you and our direct competitors? Let's make a sequel to that. I do not think a sequel is going to happen, even though there's a cliffhanger. It's also just the kind of cliffhanger that's more a, oh, here we go again, kind of end of a Benny Hill skit, which is, apt for the personality that Sunset Overdrive has, because it's a comedy game. I don't think a sequel is going to happen. So stop asking me about it in the comments. No, I'm just kidding. It's fun to speculate, and fun to think about what that would be like under Sony's regime. It would be quite interesting to see any generic changes if they assigned a different secondary developer to Insomniac in the way that Microsoft Studios helped Insomniac, and thinking about what the hand of different developers. You know who might do decent on it is Hello Games. If Hello Games and Insomniac teamed up for Sunset Overdrive, maybe I'm pissing in the wind. I don't know. But yeah, apparently that's why I've got a bunch of new subs and views. It's kind of crazy. Because even that Sunset Overdrive video has been out for nearly 2 years, and it got like 6,000 to 7,000 views, and that's doubled in the space of like 4 or 5 days. So crazy. But it's less about, you know, oh my god, growth. Because I've said this a million times, I just kind of make shit for this channel when I feel like it, and if anyone wants to come along for the ride and enjoy what I make and enjoy me stretching my creative bones, then that's also super nice. I do, you know, check some forums and subreddits on how to be better as a video creator, and they're often YouTube specific, because obviously it's like, well, how do you make YouTube videos? And there is always an influx of people like, I've been uploading daily like gaming videos with like no editing in them for like days and days and days. Why aren't I getting any subscribers? And it's like, well, because you're just, you know, uploading gaming videos, which is probably one of the hardest things to get growth in, because you have so much competition, because they're kind of easy to make. And B, it's like, in my opinion, it seems like you're only making those videos for the purposes of getting subscribers, as opposed to being like, I really love this game, I want to share my love for games, who's with me, kind of thing. Which I think is the best way to go about it. But that's, you know, opinion based. It's neither here nor there. I know I've not made a decent... Actually, at this point, it's any video. I've not made any video in a long time, and I'll touch on that maybe a bit more later. Short answer, for the people that, considering most people probably who might watch this here because they liked that Sunset Overdrive video, is the next video like that? Yeah, kind of. Or at least the one I have planned. But the problem with that is the bigger the video gets, not only the more times it takes, but the more energy it takes, and it comes down to, can I be fucked? Which I know sounds very lazy, but there's reasoning and stuff behind that statement, I promise. It's less, I don't want to do it, because I genuinely do, but it's more an issue of fatigue and life shit that get in the way of being able to, that would, if I was doing this full time, I would do a video like that every month or 2 months. So when shit gets thrown into the mix in the way, whether it be personal or external stuff I've got to take care of, you can see how 1 or 2 months turns into 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. But in terms of depth and style, yeah. And the reason I say that is because I realized that what a lot of people have done, have watched that video, gone, this is pretty good, I like this, it's good quality, and I like the subject matter, subscribe. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's how you would usually subscribe to channels. You'd go, well, I like this as content, and generally, as a rule, 99.9% of content creators make a type of video. I do it myself. I'm generally a bit more cautious. So what I tend to do is watch like 4 or 5 videos from a particular channel and then go, they have consistently made quality content that I enjoy. Now is the time to subscribe. But I get, if you're just like, well, if this is what this person makes, I'm in straight away. That's generally how people subscribe. that doesn't apply so much to my channel for A, the quantity that I upload, and B, the sort of, I guess, type and subject matter of things that I upload. I realized that people might have seen that Sunset Overdrive and gone, hell yeah, I love long-form gaming analysis videos like Joseph Anderson or H-Bomber Guy. And then they click subscribe and they go to my channel and they're like, where are these game analysis? I'm looking for the game analysis. He's been on for 5 years. He's got to have more game analysis. I have one other game analysis video like that. And it's not even the same style. It's just the same, what I would consider level of quality in terms of review and analysis. And that's the Spirit of the North one that I did, that I think was the last proper video I made. And even though I would like to think I try and keep up the same level of quality, it's still very jarring for someone to go, I love game analysis videos, subscribe, and then go to the channel and it's like, what's this weird news commentary video about Turkey Twizzlers kind of thing? Which is actually, nostalgic retrospectives was the kind of direction I was trying to take my channel. So I realized that getting all these new subscribers might, even though I'm super grateful and definitely, you know, I will try to, anything I upload in the future, try to have the same level of quality and retainability for if you enjoyed the Sunset Overdrive video. I realize it's very jarring and doesn't really help much to go, I like this as a long-form video essay on games, and then come to the channel that you've just subscribed to and there's not much more of that style of content. So that's why it's a bit of a tightrope walk for me. I don't really know how else to describe it, but it's like 500 subs is great, but how consistent are they going to enjoy the rest of what I've uploaded? Because I guess the version of a sub for one specific video is a like. Cause it's like, oh, I've added this video to my liked playlist. And I hope they're not accidentally subbing under, like, I don't want to say false pretenses, but like false assumptions on me that this is the kind of video I make on a regular basis. Basis. Those are two different words, Gavin. But I've had a bunch of new comments pouring in that are just really nice, and a bunch of new comments pouring in that invoke discussion about the game, and generally ones with decent criticism. I've got some that were like, I like that you're not jumping to be an asshole about it. However, your criticism is based on something that I addressed in the video, and it seems like you haven't heard that bit. I think only in recent memory I've got one comment on that video that's like, this video sucks, nothing else, which are obviously the worst kind of comment you could receive, because it's like, well, tell me why if you don't like it, you know what I mean? I always do pride or prize, comments over any other type of engagement, because it's either encouragement or criticism or discussion. And I like likes. They're nice to see. I guess. But they don't really do much for, you know, making it, you know, I think one of the most fun things about watching a film is then talking about it. That's why that's why Letterboxd is the only social media site I ever speak on anymore. Because it's like, hey, I just watched the film, time to analyze the fuck out of it. So that's how I've been analyzing stuff while being away from YouTube, is just writing Letterboxd reviews. So yeah, 500 subs is still very nice on any thingy level, I guess. And we'll see where we go from there. It did kind of give me, seeing that number hit that, it did kind of give me a boost because I've just been in a position for a long time. I'm just like, I do kind of want to make something, but at the same time, I feel kind of blank and also very tired. And those two things do not go well with making engaging content. I just don't want to hit record when I'm, you know, either out of energy or out of ideas and it's just not entertaining to watch. That's what streams are for. Heyo. But that's kind of why I've been avoiding making something proper until I get a decent idea for something proper to make. And I have had an idea for a while, but again, it's the more deep I go in with the idea, the more responsibility it becomes to make it, I guess. If that makes any sense. I think it mostly just comes from being a perfectionist, because then I'm like, oh god, no, I have to make this really good. If it's an idea, it has to be a really good idea. I have to make it worth people's time. Actually, the last comment, I'm just going to pull it up on my YouTube studio right now. I'll have more interesting things to view than me on this stream, by the way, don't worry. The last comment, which I got just as I was about to hit the stream button. This guy's really charismatic. First long video I've watched in a long time, which is kind. I don't want to toot my own horn there. I don't think the reason what I tried to do in the Sunset Overdrive video was match the tempo of the subject matter. And Sunset Overdrive is this very colourful, explosive game. So it didn't really make sense for me to show this game footage and have all this information to give, but be like, so this is a game that I like. I want to, I had to match that. And I'm not always that charismatic, I don't think. I think it depends on the tone, because there is, I do consider there to be a hint of acting. So I'm obviously the greatest actor of our generation. No, there's a level of tone that I try to match commentary-wise, so that if I'm intending a video to be relaxing, I'm not really explosive and yelling like this, and really puts you off canter with the style of the video. Or if it's supposed to be energetic, it's not this dull drone that just bores you to death while you're watching it. So I try to match a tone, and I think that's maybe where that charismatic angle comes across. I don't think it comes across in other videos like the fishing video, for example. I think I'm a lot more toned down. Or I would say the Spirit of the North video, but the Spirit of the North video was less about me toning down because it was a nice video, and more about the fact that my throat was sore because I genuinely hadn't talked to a human being in 5 months, because it was 5 months into quarantine. But it worked out, which, by the way, I really like the Spirit of the North video. However, a lot of it's kind of outdated now because they updated the game, because it's an indie game. There's been lots of updates of Sunset Overdrive. I didn't actually know that there was a PC version of Sunset Overdrive out already when I released that video. But I think a lot of the information there is still relevant, especially when I, relate a lot of it back to the Xbox One. And I'm also... Oh, actually, so obviously I haven't streamed in a while on Twitch either. I was going to come back to streaming on Twitch with Sunset Overdrive content that I'd never played before, because I've never played the DLC. And, as I said in the video, I never managed to play Chaos Squad. So what I did was, I bought it on PC because I ran away with some stupid fucking assumption that there was a comment. One of the nice comments Scott was like, I have managed to play Chaos Squad, also on PC. And I sort of connected two dots that didn't need connecting. to hear Chaos Squad's alive and well on PC. However, after I'd bought it, what I realized is that there isn't a Chaos Squad on PC. If I'm correct, because I think I got corrected on it. I wouldn't know, because it turns out that despite me investing all this money in a gaming PC that can record and play games at the same time, Sunset Overdrive is still too large for it, when GTA 5 isn't. So I can play GTA 5 no problem on this PC. I can fucking record it no problem. But I can't even play Sunset Overdrive when I'm not trying to stream it or have anything running in the background. It's very, very strange. I think it's got something to do with the high texture of the models and just how much detail it has. I would be interested to see how Red Dead Redemption 2 runs on this PC, considering that I was playing it the other day and I went to the top of a mountain and you can just see the whole fucking map. So, yeah, I can't play it on PC anyway, but even if I could, I'm not sure if it's got Chaos Squad, but I do know that it has all the DLC. And I was going to be like, hey, here's the DLC that I've never played. Let's see what it's like. So, unfortunately, I can't right now. But I was going to just resolve and say, okay, so let's stream the game on console. And for some fucking reason, all of a sudden, it was working fine a couple of months before. All of a sudden, OBS is being an absolute nonce with my capture card and is stuttering whenever I get into a game with too high pixelation. I tested it on my PS4 with Dark Souls 3 just before streaming, and it's still doing the stuttering thing. It's got nothing to do with my PC. It's got nothing to do with the capture card. I searched on forums. It's OBS. A lot of people have had the problem. It will just do it out of nowhere. Very annoying. Oh, evening, sweet tea. Wait, sweet what in the goddamn tea? I don't know if that's a reference to something. Kind of reminds me of something that... You know what? It reminds me of Always Sunny in Philadelphia, because Sweet Tea is reminding me of Sweet D. And I've been marathoning Always Sunny. But evening. Oh, even your profile picture is a glass of sweet tea. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So I was gonna, all my options to stream Sunset Overdrive kind of went out the fucking window. But I've got resolves. I just didn't really know what else I wanted to get back into streaming with. Because I've said this on my Twitch, I don't want to focus too heavily on streaming gaming. A, because I don't get much time for it anyway, both streaming and gaming. And B, I just don't play that many games anymore. I'd like to do something bit more interesting. White Rabbit Studios, where are you? I like the accent. My accent is not indicative of where I am. I am in the area of Manchester. Oh, Essex. Is it? So there's this old show called Monkey Dust, and there's these two guys, and I think one's from Manchester. No, one's from London and one's from Essex. And they're just like going, London, Essex, like arguing over like their accent. I don't know if Essex, that's not near Manchester, is it? My English geography is whack. My American geography is better. But no, it's Manchester. Obviously, this isn't a Manchester accent. This is... I don't know what the hell this is. I just started talking like this one day. I'm not even joking. I was actually watching some really cool videos about a guy who is a speech dialect coach. I think Wired did a series with him. And he was talking about area accents, but then individual voice accents that people sort of garner over time with their inflections and with a combination of influences. And how it's especially hard for biopics, because a lot of the time you're not imitating just an accent. You have to then get the way people say very specific words that can even sometimes counteract that person's accent. And I was like, okay, no one would ever do it, but fucking hell, people would have a challenge doing a biopic of me, because like, what would you fucking do? I pick and choose when I put a T at the end of words, because I'm from Bolton, and I now live in Manchester, but my dad's second wife had a very posh accent. I think my voice started changing like this when I was staying with them a lot. But yeah, it's. Thank you for liking the accent. I don't think it has a name. I guess it's just general English. I find accents fascinating. I had a friend, his mum was, he spoke with Bolton accent, but his mum was Scouse, so every time he'd say a word, he'd randomly say it's Scouse. It's very, very interesting. But yeah. Really? That is very strange. I don't know what's going on with the YouTube algorithm lately, man, because, like, I've seen random growth because the YouTube algorithm has just randomly decided to start promoting some of my videos to people. And I get the weirdest videos promoted to me. And you can tell because I'll watch like this, I'll get recommended this 12-second Dark Souls meme. I'll click on it, I'll watch it, I'll scroll down to the comments, and someone will be like, thanks, YouTube algorithm, for recommending this fucking 3 years later. So I guess that's how it works. YouTube kind of takes pity on you and goes, okay, they uploaded this 3 years ago. It's not seen any growth. Let's give them a little pity and recommend it. So, I don't know. The algorithm is... I've said this before and I'll say it again. I see a lot of forums and stuff trying to decipher it and trying to play it. I am genuinely of sound mind. You cannot play the algorithm. I don't think that's how it works. I think it's a randomizer. I don't think you can play it. There's I checked out a friend of mine's channel recently, and he's got videos that are like 500,000 views, and he's still on like 126 subscribers because videos just randomly take off. And his channel's a lot like mine as well. It's like a mishmash of genres. I don't know, maybe it's easier to see why the algorithm might actually work if you're uploading consistent kinds of content. But when you're just fucking uploading anything, it can be... You can just be like, okay, well, I guess that video is my most popular one now. I refuse to play it. I refuse to play the algorithm. Which is part of the reason why I don't upload so much. But thank you for being here anyway. That's very weird that YouTube would just randomly promote a live stream to someone who's not a subscriber. 'Cause I get videos with a similar subject matter, but I've not put any tags in for this or anything. I've not even really... We're half an hour in. I've not even explained what this is. I've just been talking so far about how I've just hit 500 subs, and that's very nice, and sort of my overall views on YouTube and stuff. I do have a point for this, though. There is a reason why it's called My Time on YouTube. It is the best thing the algorithm has done. Oh, thank you. Well, like, to me specifically, or just in terms of it's cool that it now recommends small streams. I do think that's a nice thing if it does that. To be fair, I do see a lot of music streams that I wouldn't usually click, but I do get those recommended to me sometimes. They've usually got a decent amount of views though, but it's still kind of not the thing I would watch. But I would think I do think that's nice if YouTube starts recommending small streams, because Twitch certainly doesn't. Twitch is even weirder and worse because it pushes small categories that only small streamers are on to the back. So small streamers go, okay, I've got to play games that the popular people are playing. So they start playing like Among Us and shit, right? But when you do that and you go on the Among Us category, there's so many people streaming, and it's already the most popular people that they're still kind of pushed to the back. It's very, very strange. I do get nice randomers just surfing small streamers, though. I think there's a weird sense of the community banding against the way Twitch runs Twitch by defying the algorithm on purpose and going in search of small streamers, which is nice. Whereas YouTube seems to be doing the opposite thing of just going, hey, here's this small stream currently going. It also might be because this is my first YouTube stream, and they're just like, it's like a first time generosity thing from the algorithm. But yeah, YouTube is stupid. Twitch is stupid. It's really like, you know, it's the South Park choice of between a douche and a turd. They're your two options. It's every American election. I always worry more about copyright stuff randomly getting caught on YouTube, which is why I mainly stream on Twitch. And Twitch is sometimes easier to jump into. I say that with a grain of salt. Plus, everyone I know, like, personally who wants to stream is going to stream on Twitch, and we might stream together at some point. But yeah, I really can't pick between them, mainly because of the things that make them bad. Your Sunset Overdrive video essay type video makes me want to make a similar video about a game at some point. Yes! Do it. I did that with very little resources, and I compromised a lot of stuff. So the opening sketch where I sort of look out the window and there's the game companies sort of coming down. I'm like, oh, there's monsters outside. That wasn't the original way that sketch went. I was going to do some animations with actual monsters, and I just couldn't be fucked. So I did that really cheap, loose animation where they come down from the sky, the logos. But yeah, I actually also almost debated filming that on my phone instead of my actual camera because it was easier to hold. But you can do that kind of thing similarly, and I'm kind of glad that I didn't put as many live action interims in it as I usually would with my videos. I guess if I gave a bit of advice, and I don't know why I would, it would be put some of your personal opinion into it, because that's what will make it stand out. I mean, that was kind of my point of, here's all the information about the game. Here's what I don't like, and here's what I do like. But here's something I personally find special about it. And I think that gives the video a bit of a sense of, this is why I'm passionate enough about this game, either positively or negatively. If you want to say, well, this game's shit and here's why I think so, that will give it that extra thing to make it more of a personal video. But yeah, go for it. I did not plan for that to be an hour and 15 minutes long. It just turned out that way. I've done that. I repeat myself and I ramble a lot. You can probably tell. And I find different ways to say the same phrase. So, you know, I think a decent person could probably make their video with a lot more brevity. I've done it in the past. There was a video I did years ago that was a review of the film Minions, and I had to split it into two parts impromptu because I made it way longer than I expected it to be. And I always plan to make a 10-minute video and then make a 70-minute video nowadays. It's stupid. It's crazy. But if you want to make long form, I think it's underappreciated. Everyone who watches long form through to the end loves them. Think of like I mentioned earlier, Joseph Anderson and H Bomber Guy. I think once you're like, yeah, this video is 3 hours long. If you like the first 5 minutes, you're like, I'm in for that 3 hours. And you know they're chill. They're like a educational movie, which is a weird way to put it, like a mini documentary, I guess. But I don't know. I like the farm. I like when other YouTubers do the farm. And even though I'd like to be more condensed and make my point quicker and better, I also don't mind doing them. But yeah, I don't know if that advice is useful, but you should anyway. You know, don't overthink it too much and just enjoy. I only make videos when I enjoy it and when I want to. You know, don't push yourself too hard to do it when it feels like a chore, because then it will become a chore. It'll be like a job and not this passion project. Bit random, I'm starting sixth form in September. Any advice? Oh, fuck, you are asking the worst person possible, because I dropped out of high school halfway through and then never went to sixth form. I did go to college after some grinding in extracurricular classes for a few years. I do have a pen pal that's starting school soon, and she's a bit worried because I have a few pen pals around the world. And what I told her was, what did I tell her? I said, don't be... I put it in a less cliche way than this, but don't be too afraid to just enjoy the things that you enjoy, because teenagers are idiots. And I don't mean that as a slant against you. What I mean is, as a culture, teenagers are idiots. So if you like something, and then there's this bunch of teenagers going, haha, that's not the popular thing to do, you're an idiot. Fuck them. They don't have good taste, they're teenagers. My pen pal wants to be in the chess club. And when I was in fucking high school, for the few years I was, the chess club was shoved into the sideline because obviously chess is nerdy. It doesn't apply anymore. Everyone's into chess now. Chess is popular now. Scooters are popular now. Everyone's riding a fucking scooter. When I was a kid, I got teased because I rode a scooter and I went to chess club. And people are like, well, scooter is a pussy version of a skateboard and chess club is for fucking geeks. And now everyone's riding scooters. And everyone's like, oh, have you seen the Queen's Gambit? Oh, there's massive, like, fucking chess competitions on Twitch. And I'm like, could I have been born at a worse fucking time than just before that turn? Just before the shit I liked actually becomes popular. Very annoying. But I don't know what kind of person you are. I don't know why I would automatically assume you're a nerd. I think maybe just because you're in my stream and I'm a fucking loser. But I guess sixth form is like halfway between college and high school, right? Yeah, socialize if you can, because I think that's what's caused me so many problems later in life. Is when I dropped out of high school, I had like 5 years where I was inside without any friends, looking after my agoraphobic mum, and I'm still kind of not fixed socially from that. So I think if you just like find people who are into the things you're into and make good friends and just take social opportunities. I'm not trying to dissuade the school system. You're not going to fucking remember anything that you learn in a class in high school. I'm not trying to be a dick, and maybe that sounds a bit subjective. But every adult will tell you this. You're never going to use algebra. I can't remember the last time I used a fucking fraction. And who... I like Shakespeare and I don't read Shakespeare. Do you know what I mean? 90% of the actual stuff you're supposed to be putting your main focus into in high school is like... I just finished university and I'm like, cool, I could have learned that on Google or it's useless to me. I just paid 50 grand to do that. But I didn't go to learn how to be a filmmaker. I went to socialize. It also didn't work out. Thanks, Mum. But you would definitely get more out of life by keeping up with that sort of social skill set, I believe, consistently, than thinking, oh my god, I can't go out with friends tonight, I have homework to do. Just my 2 cents. I think any system in society is going to always pay off for you more when you focus on the social aspect of it. Even education. So I think if you just make connections. I think if people in university and college are always going to be like, well, the most important thing about a career is making connections. And I think there's no reason why you can't start that skill set early on and just socialize or learn to socialize in high school. But that's about all the only advice I have based on my failures, because like I say, I dropped out otherwise, so I wouldn't know in terms of functionality in an actual sixth form setting. My sisters went to sixth form, but I don't really know much about what it was like. A lot of good points about video making. The Queen's Gambit and the Twitch streamers made chess cool. Sorry, cool. Yeah, because I didn't even know that Queen's Gambit was about chess. And then I saw everyone streaming about chess. And then people at work were talking about how the Queen's Gambit was about chess. And then I put 2 and 2 together. I saw this really cool video by Frederick Knudsen called Deep Blue, which is, he does long form informational, like historical videos. And it's about how they invented this computer called Deep Blue that played chess better than a human, and sort of pitted it against this top chess player. It's really cool. It's like 2.5 hours long. It's a great watch, as all Frederick Knudsen videos are. If you don't know his channel, go check it out. His series Down the Rabbit Hole, it's the chillest shit to watch. It's so cool. What do you like now? Whatever that is the future. Damn it. I don't like anything right now. And that's all I can say on the matter, is I don't like anything right now. Have you seen Fresh Meat? You remind me of Howard McGregor. Compliment. You're very colloquial. I've seen Fresh Meat. I used to be the kind of person that would watch any comedy launch on Channel 4, because Channel 4's always been great at comedy. Is Howard McGregor one of the characters or one of the actors? Because I only remember Jack Whitehall in that. And a couple of other people with familiar faces. I never got too into it because, and this is going to sound fucking weird, I've never really connected with the student type of person. But I'm to understand when you stick with it. It's quite funny. I used to have a thing against Jack Whitehall. I was like, God, this guy fucking annoys me. But I really like Bad Education. Didn't like the movie, but I do like Bad Education. Howard McGregor. I don't know why I'm googling this. He's a character. Ah, I see his face. Oh, the incredibly fucking nerdy one. Great. Oh no, I have that coat. Fuck's sake. Okay, fine. Now I see why you put compliment in brackets. Sure, it's a compliment. I do like geography. But, yeah. movie was a bit off. Yeah, what was it recently? I was talking about a film. Oh no, that's part of the script for the new video that I'm writing. I won't spoil it. But I was talking about TV shows that make films and how sometimes it's good when they just feel like a longer version of the show with a bigger script. But sometimes shows do this thing where they feel like they have to go really big in terms of surface level story. So it's like you'll have this show where it's like, oh, it's people hanging out, and then they'll make a movie. And it's like, oh, there's a terrorist attack, and they're about to launch nukes, and we have to save the world. And it's like, that's not the show. That's not what the show feels like. They'll make the show like that. I think the only exception to that I've ever liked was Alan Partridge Alpha Papa, because I did actually like that movie. Even though it's sort of what I'm talking about is when films kind of do that. Kind of with the Simpsons movie as well. That was a bit too big in a way. Jack Whitehall is in a movie remake of Clifford the Big Red Dog. I saw the poster. It looks so fucking weird. I saw the poster on Reddit and most of the comments were, it's too red, which is completely viable. I get that, because Sonic was slightly too blue. Even though they did right in making him more cartoonish. Someone was talking in the comments about how they're worried that CGI, they're like, oh boy, let's see how many times they fuck up the size of Clifford by just having his size change all over the place. And then one of the replies was, well, the actual artist who did the books for Clifford the Big Red Dog would get his size wrong constantly, or like change it constantly. So it would actually be true in that respect, but I mean, true to the books in that respect, but you would hope that it remained pretty consistent. But I saw the poster. I kind of laughed a little bit. I love seeing random movie posters on Reddit and then being like, what the fuck? Because that's happened so many times now. Hey man, just saw your Sunset Overdrive video yesterday and just wanted to say I very much enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been weird. That video has weirdly launched into a lot of people's recommendations and taken off quite a lot recently. I was saying earlier, for anyone watching that came from the Sunset Overdrive video, I feel kind of bad that people are subscribing because they might go to the channel and be like, where the fuck are the other long form gaming videos? Because I only have a couple. But I'm just, I've had a lot of really nice comments on it, and I'm really glad people are enjoying it. I think the best mark of videos is when you either watch a video that's like an hour and a half long, but it feels like 15 minutes because it just like flows like pa 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 pa, or you watch a video that's 10 minutes long, but it feels like 50 minutes because they just managed to condense so much into 10 minutes. And when I say, oh, a video that's 10 minutes, but it feels like 50, I don't mean that it drags. Because I like a channel, Weird Movies with Mark, and I think his videos tend to be between 10 to 20 minutes, and they're just really funny film reviews, and they just feel like you very sink in and watch the whole thing. And yeah, I got a lot of comments saying, oh, it's just, I never watched long videos all the way through, but this one just kind of kept my attention, and that's been really nice. But no, yeah, I really appreciate that, Lorenzo. Thank you. I don't know if I can recommend another video on my channel for you to watch, because they're either the same style with a different kind of subject matter, or the same subject matter with a different kind of style. I think the only other long form video I have like that is Spirit of the North, which is another game, which is more of a negative review. I do try and keep it interesting. However, that was coming off the back of... Well, not coming off the back of, it was halfway through being quarantined. for 5 to 6 months. Do you have any other video game essays planned? Tons. And it's really annoying because most of them were for games I have on console. I had one in very particular one that was only going to be about half an hour long. I didn't want it any longer than that. 40 minutes, half an hour. But the game I have for it is on console, and OBS is doing this really annoying thing where it won't record console games. It shows up, but it just... You don't even have to press record. Sorry, I was talking about it earlier. I didn't get to finish. You don't even have to press record or stream. You can just be viewing the preview, and the frame rate will go to shit. For some reason, OBS won't connect properly with the capture card. So that's very annoying. That being said, what I was trying to do and what I've been trying to do for the longest time is mainly transition to nostalgic informationals. So very much like I did a series of videos on a piece of food that got discontinued, but it was a very nostalgic piece of food called Turkey Twizzlers. So very much like that, like this old thing that I want to, from my childhood, that I really remember, I want to talk about and give my opinions on. But there are also tons of games that I always have tons to say on. Same with films. I never really got into, or got back into, really analysing films. I reserve mainly my Letterboxd profile for that, which is the thing I'm most active on. But there's some films I've just not... I'm like, I can't write a review for this. I have to get on camera and just talk about it because it's about the emotion of it, kind of thing. And I've either not had the time, or I've not had the energy, or I just don't know how to plan it out. But there's at least 2 or 3 games that I really wanted to make an essay like that for. I'll talk about this more at a later date, but a few years ago, I stopped making videos for a year because when I started my channel, if you watch the really early videos I did, I made them in my dad's spare room because I was staying between family at the time because I didn't have a place to live and I didn't have a job. And then I got a job, but I didn't get one that afforded me a place where I could actually make content because it was in this grungy shared house with these horrible people. I didn't really feel I had the freedom or the security to make content. So I stopped for about a year, and I spent that year being like, got to get out of this shared house. And then my resolution for that was go to university, because I could use the maintenance loan to get a better place, which I did. And that's when I started making some videos again. I've just finished university. I have the same job I had when I started university, and I don't really see myself getting another job soon unless I'm lucky, just because the job market's in utter shambles, and I'm going through some mental stuff that precludes me from working a really difficult job. So I'm not sure what my availability for making content is going to be soon, because I'm not quite sure where I'm going to be living next month. So what I'm going to try and do is get a few things out before then. Especially with this recent growth, I'm like pushed a little bit to be like, okay, so if I don't get to make anything like that for a while, I at least want to make another video like that Sunset Overdrive video before, or at least one more time before I potentially don't get to make videos again for a while. That being said, there's constantly stuff popping up, and despite being in a position where I've got the tools and the space to make videos, I still haven't made one in about a year. Just because my whim changes, the YouTube environment changes a lot. I've actually recently heard that YouTube and Twitch are doing a copyright overhaul kind of thing, and copyright rules and restrictions are going to be kind of tighter than they usually are, which I get copyright claimed on every video I upload, so great. And that's kind of a deterrent, and the changing environment of YouTube is kind of a deterrent, and yeah, it's there's lots of things that get in the way. I'm this fucking asshole that needs like everything pitch perfect and clean and free and breezy to actually do anything creative. Like I can't be like, oh shit, I've got to get this other work done, or oh shit, I've got this responsibility to think about, or I've got a million chores to do today. I've got to be like, and I'm very rarely in that situation nowadays. But over the next month or so, I'm gonna try and do not one last hurrah. I'm pretty sure I'll make YouTube videos again at some point. It's really it really is the only thing that I feel I'm good at, that I put out into the world, and then I get something back from it, i.e. people enjoying it and it making people's day better. I don't really have another thing like that in life, so it's the thing that I'm constantly drawn back to. I got asked earlier, what do you like now? Whatever it is, that's what you should do in the future. It would be YouTube videos, but I'm also quite a pessimist, and I'm not so inobjective that I'm one of these people that's like, if you just make videos every day and upload, I could be doing this for a living. I'm gonna get hundreds of thousands of subscribers and I'll live off Patreon. You know, it's so I don't think enough people realize how rare it is in terms of the numbers for that to actually pan out. I do think if I had a Patreon, or I had a donations page, or I had ad revenue enough to not be working and be in a place where I could make content, I would be able to pump out high quality content, pump, because a lot of random shit would be off my back. But I also don't think I've proven myself enough to show that would be the case. It's not like, okay, so I pushed myself to make all this content in this short space of time when I do have those responsibilities. So obviously I can do it when I'm free and easy to do this for a living. And I don't think it's fair, especially, you know, under 1,000 subs even. I don't think it's fair to anyone to set that up and give it a shot at my current level of both size, you know, growth of my channel, and also the productivity that I've displayed to other people. But it might pan out at some point. Who knows? I'd love to create something for a living. I've been disillusioned from the actual mainstream film industry, so I do not want to work there in the future. But I'd like to do something creative. It's really, yeah. I don't know. But thank you for the question. I would say, you know, if I got enough of my subs in here, if you have any questions, just fire them. I answer questions far too in detail. It's kind of why I would worry to get a bunch of subs, like 10,000 whatever, and do a Q&A, because I'd never shut the fuck up. It'd be a 9-hour stream. I mean, we're an hour in now, and I haven't even explained what this stream was supposed to be. Wow. Well, it was. I got through the first part. I got through the hey, I just hit 500 subs and you came from my Sunset Overdrive video. Thank you very much. I did put any video because I often do this thing where if I'm If I'm not, if I'm in between videos, but I still kind of want to let people know that I'm alive, I'll do a run of playing indie games, because then it's like, okay, well, this isn't more for me, it's more for, this is really cool game you should go play because this developer spent time on it. But also, hi, I'm alive and let's enjoy this game. So my channel's also kind of flooded with these one shots of me playing indie games. So what I did was made a playlist of the games that I think are worth watching, that have quality, that I also don't fucking cringe at myself over. So that playlist is there. I think it's at the top of my channel, and you can enjoy that if you want. If you want to see other good quality, even though it's not all synonymous and in the same genre, that's there. I think that's the main playlist that you might subscribe for, so you can check that out if you want. Are you going to pursue YouTube anymore? This might be an arsey answer to that question, kind of a poncy, fucky, I'm a total asshole, look at me. I've never really pursued YouTube. Because I'm such a pessimist, I've never been like, I'm not going to make money from this. It was so crazy. I remember like years ago, I was at a family dinner and my dad came to me and he was like, did you know people... And my dad's never been massively about me trying to do creative stuff for a living. He's like, did you know people are making money off... He didn't have this accent because he's from Wigan. He's like, do you know people are making money off YouTube now? And I'm like, yeah. I've known for a while, but it's really hard to make that an actual living. And it's not much. And he was like, oh, I guess. I don't remember what he said to that. But it's just so weird to me that my dad out of the blue was like, oh my god, YouTube, making money off creating stuff on YouTube. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That enticed me when I first heard about it. Kind of surprised you'd be enticed for that kind of thing as well. I've never really thought I can make money off YouTube, and I've said it a million times. I kind of make a video more for myself as a expression and learning process, because I can then go, here's something I really care about, and I'm also stretching my creative muscles, but then also I'd really appreciate some constructive criticism from the comments, and that was really my main pursuit, is just dialogue and finding like-minded people. So I've never really pursued it as like a way to make a living. In terms of like a statement of, are you gonna do YouTube anymore? Yeah, I really don't. I'll genuinely always get an itch at some point. If I end up, because I was in a shared house where I couldn't make content for about a year and it killed me, so I just went, fuck it, I'll get £50,000 into debt so I can make YouTube videos again. If I'm willing to do that, then I will just adapt my content. I would honestly rather, and this probably won't happen, but I would honestly rather get in a situation where my content becomes absolute garbage quality, but I'm still uploading, than never upload again. Which I'm going to avoid as much as possible. I am hardwired to not allow it. I can't upload something that I know is shit. But it becomes a matter of what is the best thing I can upload in terms of what is available to me to upload. So even if it becomes just video vlogs while I'm out walking or something, I'll resort to that before I never upload again. So I'm sure I'll upload at some point. My current upload schedule is far from like... I get messages, I still get comments all the time like, oh my god, whatever happened to this guy? It's like, don't worry, I'm still here. I just only make 2 videos a year. Don't worry about it. And it'll probably be the case going on. until I can get in a good enough position to make something. But yeah, I'll make YouTube videos still from here on out. I'm just not sure when or how or what form that will take. But I'm always a bit antsy about, hey, am I gonna make a living of this? I never really expected to, or particularly wanted to, because at that point, YouTube's your boss. Well, not really if you're getting most of it through Patreon. I worry that if I had tiers on Patreon, I wouldn't be able to keep up with the rewards. But I suppose it's if you were doing it as a full-time thing. But like I said, I still not earned that I can show that I can keep up with tier rewards, so I don't think I've earned people donating to me on Patreon anyway. Plus 500 subs. It's nice, but it's 500. It's not even 1,000. It's not a big thing. It's just I'm streaming because 500 put me in mind of, oh shit, yeah, I make content sometimes. I should probably do that. But yeah, I'll still make YouTube videos. Can you say Baba Booey? I'll try and do it proper. Baba Booey. Like that. I didn't accidentally just do a racism, did I? I've heard the meme stinger. I've heard the little Baba Booey thing, but I've just heard it in meme compilations. I didn't just accidentally do something awful. I actually watched an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine recently where a guy was like, Baba Booey. So that's what that instantly reminded me of. Have I pleased you? Baba Booey. That was shit. That was a shit attempt. So yeah, the reason the stream's called My Time on YouTube, fucking hell, is I have been uploading to this channel for, I checked, it's been about 5 years, which is weird. I always thought it was way earlier. But I guess it's mainly because these 5 years have been quite a long 5 years and a lot's happened. And I think 5 years is a good modicum of time to see how much someone's changed quite a bit. I think we changed quite a while over 5 years, and then the next 5 years, and then the next 5 years. So I think if you traced a person back over 5-year interims, you would see a very concurrent line of massive changes in terms of the person. But this wasn't my first channel. I actually started making videos in 2010 on an old channel. Now, that old channel no longer exists. However, I had the wherewithal to save some of the old videos. This isn't going to be a massive thing, which is why I didn't save it for like a massive special. But I thought it might be fun to watch some of them and talk through some of them. I wouldn't do this otherwise, because it's like, otherwise it'd just be self-aggrandizing. It'd be like, oh, look at these old videos. I want to say why they're shit, but what I learned from them, because I'm kind of always watching recently old stuff and seeing, okay, what was the last thing I did and how can I be better the next time round. Fair warning, the quality on these is atrocious, and I'll explain why in a minute. But yeah, it was an old gaming channel. I was 17. It was an old gaming channel, and I only had the reason the quality shit is because I only had a 480p SCART lead capture card, because HD still hadn't quite taken off in 2010. An old SCART lead capture card that, because it was a SCART lead, only recorded like PS2 and I think Xbox original. That was SCART lead. So the PS3 was out, I believe, and the 360 was out. Yeah, because Halo. My friend had a better capture card, but he never used it or lent it to me. Dickhead. So I was stuck recording PlayStation 2 games mainly. And I saved. I'll show these in a bit. I took screenshots as well that shows the frequency of uploading. You will be surprised. Let me just say that. My nose keeps leaking. Excuse me. So yeah, let me see if I can. I've got a folder. I've not got a ton, and I'm not going to play through the whole thing of all of them because of the quality. But I thought it would be fun to sort of reflect and see how long I've been doing YouTube, how far I've come. Now, 2010 is still quite late. I was aware of YouTube, but I was a poor kid. I'm just going to have my headphones in a stupid fucking fashion like that. I was a poor kid, and I could not afford like a capture card or a video camera, or at least not a video camera that connected to a computer. So I only managed to record when my friend went, hey, I just updated to HDMI. There was this one capture card that everyone got, and I was like, I really want that. So he got that, and he gave me his old one. He was like, I don't need this anymore, because I'm going next gen. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll stay old gen. And then that's when I started making YouTube videos. But I was watching them, obviously, for a while beforehand. And making videos before YouTube was even really a thing. Making gaming videos before YouTube gaming was a thing. And I'm not the only person to do this, obviously. On your home video camera, you just set it up in front of your screen, and then you play it and talk over it and do commentary over it like that. And we had nowhere to upload it at the time. I didn't have YouTube. But me and my friend would just do that because we were like, hey, this is fun. And I wish I still had that tape. But it was VCR, which is now unplayable because we're in 2021. So yeah, my YouTube, I had a couple of old channels. Let me see if I can. This won't be too jarring. Oh, hello. Oh, you can see my chats now. Great. Here we go. Sweet. So I didn't save that many old videos, and I got some cool info, I guess. Right. First one. So the first ever walkthrough / video. Same thing I made. Jesus Christ, I did save this low quality. 26 megabytes. Now, I don't know if these... I have checked these videos. I apologize for the fucking quality. I don't know if it's because they were uploaded to that quality. I know they were max 480p. However, this appears to be 240p. And I don't know if it's because, if I'm remembering correctly, I was on such a shit laptop when I decided to archive these that the laptop itself couldn't handle downloading 480p videos, so it just automatically defaulted to downloading them as 240. But I'm mostly going to be talking over them anyway, so don't worry about it. Now, I know for a fact that this thing is loud as fuck. Because I already checked it. Now, a first-time reaction would have been fine, but I worry about whatever content I make, so I was like, well, what if I hit stream and this is incredibly shit and not worth talking about? And then I just accidentally watched it. I won't go through all these videos, but this is the very first one I did. Let me just turn the desktop audio down slightly a little bit. So it was a walkthrough for Lego Star Wars, the video game. It was Lego Star Wars, the video game, because I believe this was so old that the complete saga was not out yet. No, 2010. The complete saga was out. I had a 360, I just couldn't record it. But I was an expert on all Lego games, so here it is. And I do apologize for the messing around. I want to make sure that... Okay, so let me just... So this... Oh. So there's the Lego... Sorry, the Star Wars theme song.
Do a walkthrough of Lego Star Wars, the video game. Yeah, I'm playing it on the PlayStation 2.
Can we all hear that fine?
Start a new game.
That is...
And we'll be getting all the mini kits, all the...
Let me just...
Playing it on the PlayStation 2. We're going to start a new game.
So that is...
All the mini kits, all the coin...
That's my voice.
those meters that you fill, the coin meters.
Okay, I'll talk through this as I do it. Am I good balanced? Can you hear me and then just sort of the voice in the background? Is it too low? Because I do want to commentate this a little bit.
Sound lag. No, it's fixed itself. Okay.
It's probably better if I keep it like that, right?
I don't want to do that. Give me my coin.
So this is going to be awful.
Alright, let's...
Because I'm 17.
Have to do the first level to
This is the first time I talked on
should be alright.
microphone. And it was really the first time...
Negotiation.
I don't want to say it was the very first time editing. One thing really need to keep in mind.
The levels. Just I can't be bothered reading them.
Windows Movie Maker 2008.
Can't skip this.
And I'm going to stand by this. An amazing,
What we'll do is we'll go out,
an amazing editing software for beginners.
and then
I'm not even, that's not a sarcastic statement.
kits,
Windows Movie Maker was good for beginners.
characters, we
Obviously, I wasn't using it to its full potential with this shit quality. But, this was my first time talking on mic in terms of a video.
all of that.
So I think that...
The scenes in this are just so funny and creative. I just love it.
One thing that certainly comes across
Yeah,
as
it's getting a
I've
bit
watched this a
sound
couple
delay,
times.
but hopefully that'll fix itself.
I talk about, and I still do this and I hate it.
First thing we're gonna do.
I hate talking about
I'm gonna
technical
go
stuff.
towards the meter, so I'm gonna shake
I hate being like, oh, I think there's a skip in the frame rate. Blah, blah. Like, while you're trying to play a game and get immersed for viewers, I hate doing that shit. I think the first thing you notice when you see anyone's first stream video, anyone new trying to get into it, I've seen it from streamers. I've watched a couple of brand new streamers on Twitch. It's a lack of, I don't want to say confidence, but it's very, very noticeable that they are not familiar or comfortable with looking into a camera lens, talking into a microphone, and treating it as a conversation. Because the first time you do it, you're kind of like, okay, this is awkward. What do I say? Because I'm not actually talking to a person. I'm talking to,
No.
I'm talking to a machine. I'm talking into a microphone. This is kind of weird. It's your first time not talking to a human being. And it's a lot easier for a generation now. You know, when kids start very early talking into a microphone.
No.
But I actually do still see it from streamers nowadays. And it's conceptualizing
I've got this fine.
A, that your voice is being heard by another human being eventually, and B, that if anyone replies, such as with people in the chat now, that is also human beings like having a conversation with you. And that's the main thing I want to show and get across by watching these old videos, is the degree of learning to...
Oh, damn.
to-
Owned. Okay.
Did I just say owned? It's 2010.
That was a fail.
I want to remind you that it's 2010. Anything said is generational for the time.
Yeah, if you press attack just as the... I mean, you probably know this, but press attack just as the...
I'm going to turn it down a little bit.
So it's pretty good.
Guys, still hear that?
First minikit, switch down all these blue switches, and that's awesome.
Cool. And yeah, watching some of these old videos, I think the most interesting thing is hearing that degree of learning the new editing techniques you see come across.
Damn, we got hit.
And there's, you know, multiple ways to learn that. I did it just
Okay.
instinctual.
Almost got it.
I was like, how would this look better from another person's perspective? I wasn't watching YouTube videos. I wasn't even really watching other
Or would it be easier to just... 'cause it's
people play games.
so it might be easier to just...
I was
do that in free play? Yeah, we'll do that in free play.
I was just like, I want to make this more quality, and that's still how I operate today.
Can't get through that one anyway.
I think one of the issues I had at my midway point of changing from this channel to where I am right now is when I started this channel, there was a lot of, okay, I want to do certain genres. What are people in that genre doing? And I didn't necessarily try to copy people, but
So we've got 2 out of 10.
I feel I was not as organic in making my own footprint in that genre because I was trying to conform to what YouTubers were generally doing in it. What a great game. Hey, Lewis, long time no see. Or Reed, I guess.
In a way. The second
Yeah,
level's
really old game. Well, this is my first ever YouTube video. I'm just watching it back.
side was obviously the best.
You know, it's kind of put me in the hankering to play it again. And the old Lego games were so
We get that blue skin.
easy to do, if that makes any sense. I was not really recently, but the last Lego game I bought was Lego DC Supervillains. Still not
Always blue fine, man.
100% of it. Can't complete it. There's too much in the open world.
Alright.
There's too much.
Usually you have to stack stuff to get it to that
I like them when they're levels.
double jump up to there and you got it.
So I was watching a couple of YouTube gamers at the time. Man, the first time I played this game and I was like, oh, you can deflect blaster shots. It fucking blew my mind. I was like, that's the fucking thickest shit, yo. I love that shit.
But we'll get the coins anyway.
And it's always so satisfying destroying those droids.
To,
I would still put this in maybe top 5
because I think you need R2.
Lego games. The very first one. I think it benefited from not having voice acting, even though I really don't mind the voice acting in some of them. I think it depends on the game. There are some Lego games I've played where I'm like, the voice acting is holding it back, and there are some I've played where it's like, this is really enhanced. The voice acting in DC Supervillains is great because they get all the major players.
Before we venture this room, we'll just get...
I was trying to think how long Lego games have been going, and
But you only hit one back each time.
the commentary's so redundant,
That guy's
but also really direct. When you start, like I said, I was watching a few YouTube gamers, and they were all kind of new to it. And back then,
wow, they're bringing it. They're bringing it.
playing games on YouTube was playing games on YouTube. You were like, here's the games I'm really good at, and here's how to complete them.
Robot following us.
It was actually not a lot of... There were people who were comfortable,
No, I don't want to...
but it wasn't super personality based. It was like, here's how you get this, here's how you get
I
this.
don't even know what this thing is. I think it's just a pile of junk.
Um,
I'll get up, dude.
So I was always trying to be like, here's how you go, here's how you get this mini kit, here's how you complete this level. Trying to be directive and informative, but still hadn't learned how to interweave
Which is stupid because it's on blue.
knowledge with personality, I guess.
It's like, you'd think they'd just let you have a blue.
I don't even know why I'm destroying those when the meter's full.
Okay, so it looks like we're gonna get 5 minute kits.
Life is strange. Good to see your face and still doing what you enjoy. Keep it going, dude. And this is up there. Lego Games loved the DC Suit films. Is my favorite.
It's really it's really high quality. I like a lot of the creator characters are really good in DC Suit films, and the level designs are really good.
It does stop. It doesn't keep.
It's just they're making them a lot more open world, and I fear that every time they're just focusing on making the open world bigger as opposed to more expansive. So you get a lot of puzzles that are kind of the same thing, and it takes a lot of time to just do the same kinds of puzzles over and over again in the open worlds. But I think Lego Games got a lot of guff for kind of doing the same thing, which I think is unfair because I think they always try to improve on something or do at least one different thing each time. And I think the creator character in DC Suit films was the best so far. I think my favorite is probably still... Holy shit, that's the end. My favorite is probably still Lego Marvel Superheroes, the first one. I haven't actually played the second one. But yeah, that had an open world, but it wasn't as overwhelming yet. I also really like the Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was just going to say then, Pirates of the Caribbean one is so old that it didn't have voice acting. I was trying to judge how old Lego games are based on whether they have voice acting or not. And there's actually less without than with now, which is fucking crazy. Because that was a huge turning. I think it was the first Lego Batman had voice acting. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? They can fit voice acting into this. It was like watching fucking the first silent movie come out with voices. It was like, what the fuck? So yeah, the video kind of ended 29th of March 2010. So it was the first upload, and I was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Yeah, 17 or 18. So this was back when videos had to be 10 minutes or loosely around 10 minutes because of the limit on small YouTubers. And then when YouTube was like, all right, you're doing, you're obviously uploading regularly, and you're dedicated to your content. So you know what? We're gonna give you 15 minutes because it was a bandwidth thing. I think I don't think it had the power back then. Google hadn't had them for long. So yeah, the 10-minute was an imposition. What do you call it? A restriction that was imposed on me. So I got some info here that I screen capped of this old channel. Lego Star Wars video game complete walkthrough part 1. Only ever got 4,000 views. This was when I was about to delete the channel. I don't have a timestamp. Yeah, I do. So I deleted this channel like a week before I started my new one. I was like, fresh start. So it's still got the fairly new channel layout. Quite interesting that I had Discord open, seeing as I don't have any fucking friends on Discord ever. But hey-o. But this was essentially as far as this series ever went. It never really took off. I do have series that took off, and I'll get into those in a little bit. But I don't think anyone's first series, if you're gaming on YouTube, is ever the one that really takes off. I'm quite surprised that none of them were ever monetized, because they all had the Star Wars theme as an intro. So I want to go back a second. For the ones without voice actors, just the awkward looks on the Lego faces just made it. No, yeah, that's what I was saying, was like, the early Lego games had physical humor. I think back to like the Indiana Jones game, and I think I said this when I was playing DC Supervillains, is it's probably the best in terms of the cutscenes, because they're taking the fact that they got voice acting, but they brought back a lot of the really good physical humor that non-voice Lego games used to have. Especially like Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff. But yeah, I think I always, even though it was so long ago now, I always thought of it as like a staple, is the lack of voice and physical humor. Lego Jurassic World was the same. That's really good. So you can look at this. You can tell that it's Windows Movie Maker. What a banger. So that was my old channel name, Gavin Howe Productions. It was supposed to be me and a friend. I was the only one who ever ended up uploading, really. He did have a capture card, but he never seemed to upload. I'll get into that in a little later. So let's listen to the voice one more time.
Hey guys, welcome to a walkthrough of Lego Star Wars the video game. Yeah, I'm playing it on the PlayStation 2. We're gonna start a new game.
So it's kind of like nervous. You don't know what to say. It's very awkward. So we've got the final part here, which was 52. Holy shit! It's only 52 because I could only upload 10-minute fucking videos, dude. I promise you. I bought everything and completed every level 100%, and it doesn't take that long, but 10-minute videos. So that voice, right? And then...
What the? Oh, no, yeah, I'm fine. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah. That's hideous.
There's
Okay,
more-
I can afford everything. I'm gonna go through them in order. Well, not in order.
It's starting to get more variance, I think. Audio quality is also a bit better, however there is a horrible buzzing. I remember my microphone was either you can have no background noise and your voice can sound like shit, or you can have really frustrating background noise but your voice can be pretty clear. Because it was a very cheap mic at the time. But I will talk more about my mic choices, and if you're starting, what I think is good. I might talk about that a bit later on. So this was August. A few months down the line. And I have multiple games going, so... what the hell? Oh, it was... the news thing popped up. But yeah, you can hear it. I think the voice is... And the only reason I bring this up is because it put me in mind of a friend who, when I went to college in 2010... he was like, hey, I'm thinking of starting YouTube videos. I was like, oh, I do YouTube videos. Sometimes I make gameplay videos. And he was like, oh, that's kind of the kind of thing I want to do, but I don't know how to, you know, I don't know how to record myself. I don't know how to be on mic. I'm not very good on microphone. And I was just like, dude, no one's got a microphone first time. Even people who record themselves regularly hate the sound of their own voice on microphone. But nobody likes themselves on mic first time. And you won't really know how to do it, and you'll be super awkward. The trick is to just keep doing it, and you get comfortable. And it's not that you forget that you're talking to a microphone like a machine. It's that, what are you just going to do? Like, keep being awkward for this thing you're constantly doing. So you just go... Sorry, I thought I saw a fucking fly in my peripheral. So you just go, fuck it, I'll just talk like I normally talk. I'll just talk like I talk around human beings, and then eventually you do, if that makes any sense. But that's like advice numero uno if you want to get into streaming or video making, is don't worry about the fact that speaking on microphone is kind of awkward the first time, because it is for everyone, and eventually it won't be. But again, I feel that kind of advice is redundant in today's world, because I think it's a very small portion of kids that make it to 15 who have never set up a YouTube or TikTok account or Snapchat account now. I think it's just natural and is going to be naturally ingrained in kids to be born comfortable in front of a mic and a camera. And I wouldn't necessarily say that's a bad thing. It gets rid of a large blanket that society previously had on like camera fright, because the numbers on that have very significantly dropped. But I also think, judged on more factors, it compensates to the other side of the bad coin and just breeds a society of narcissists. Which I'm not even going to sit here and say I'm not guilty of. I guess that's for... I don't think you can ever call yourself a narcissist or not a narcissist. That's for other people to decide. And if other people decide I'm a narcissist, I get that. Because I talk quite a lot when I'm on microphone. I don't talk like this in real life. I'm not this punctual or... You know, I don't have this extensive a vocabulary in real life. I literally don't talk in real life. Ever. Now. So the fact that my behavior changes so much and I'm even more comfortable in front of the camera might mean I'm a narcissist. But I think it's for other people to decide. But I think that we have a massive influx of narcissists now. Because people, it's not just about people being comfortable in front of a camera or a microphone. It's about the fact that they're obsessed with it and love what being in front of a live camera that is broadcasting to an audience can bring. I don't know how I got on this subject. But, yeah. Oh, generational change. Yeah. OnlyFans has changed people from being camera shy. OnlyFans has also changed people from giving any sexual, like, any instance of their own sexual possession away for free. It's like, hey, let's sext. Why would I sext you when I can make money off you on a website? When I can charge you for my nudes? Why would two people who are into each other ever just send each other those nudes now? They can, when usually the woman can just charge for it. Also, the man. OnlyFans and TikTok have brought down society in the space of 3 fucking years. Good. What next? So my definitely my most successful walkthrough on this channel was The Simpsons Hit and Run, which I actually streamed on Twitch. I say not too long ago. I mean not too long ago in terms of the last streams I did. But that was like 3 months ago. So I streamed Hit and Run 3 months ago. But I remember very specifically, because I kind of freaked out, the first part of my Simpsons Hit and Run walkthrough got like 40,000 views, which is still the most amount of views any video I've ever uploaded to YouTube has gotten, which is kind of cool. Now I'm going to show you part 1. Keep in mind this got more likes than dislikes, and it got very nice comments. I just want you to keep that in mind when you see the quality. Here is my most popular ever YouTube video. More popular than... Actually, I'm not going to finish that sentence. I'll talk about it in a minute. Here's Simpsons Hit and Run.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a new walkthrough we're starting today for The Simpsons Hit and Run. Yeah, awesome game. So I'll go ahead and start it. We're going to be starting from scratch. We're going to be doing a story walkthrough, getting all the collectible cards you can get in the levels and all the vehicles. I'm not sure what else you can collect, but we'll look at the menu. There's a menu that tells you all this stuff.
You're looking right at the bee. You can collect the bees.
And I'm being quiet because I'm going to be shutting up during the cutscenes. The talkie talks. I don't think anyone's talking right now in this one. Oh.
I say I'll shut up during cutscenes and then just proceed to talk.
Owned.
I
Okay,
do that.
so,
Was owned my fucking catchphrase.
game.
I've said it
Where is
in
it?
like every
Where?
video.
yeah.
Okay, let me pause. We'll watch more of this in a sec. I somehow managed to fuck up the audio quality. So remember when I was talking about how I can either have really shit fuzzy vocals or terrible background buzzing? I have both of that going on. I don't know how I fucking did that. Now, to be fair, the video quality is slightly better than Lego was. But who launched into that video and just didn't immediately go, nope? I will say this was back in a time when, well, AVGen was making decent content in like 2006. But, you know, I think there was a lot more support for streamers who were uploading this kind of content because everyone was kind of grouping together like, hey, I kind of make videos like this. I just like this game. People cared a lot less back then about quality. I know people nowadays, they'd be like, but did you upload it in 60 FPS though? I fucking didn't. Just watch it in 720 fucking HD, 30 FPS, and shut the fuck up. That's good enough. Like, people weren't really about that back then. They were just like, oh, this game's nostalgic. And it's even more nostalgic now. There has been so much talk about a remake of Hit and Run, and it never happened. I don't know if it's a licensing thing. They've not actually made a Simpsons game in ages, which is weird because South Park made new games, and they were awesome. And I think Simpsons games would be awesome. The Simpsons game, the one based off the film, is the game that made me want to make walkthroughs. And if God, that came out in 2008. Let that make you feel old. The Simpsons movie's 14 years old. I think. Something like that. 14, 13, 12, round about then. Yeah, I've never touched TikTok. I know someone who did from university that did an actual like filmed series on TikTok, and it got pretty big and it got mentioned in a paper, which is cool. But it's 99.9% the worst. When you miss Vine, that's a fucking problem. That's a social problem. Vine made the Paul brothers. I want to remind you of that. I did just wipe my nose on my sleeve. I don't really fucking care. This is going in the wash tomorrow anyway. But yeah, this was a happier time, an easier time before the Paul brothers. Cheap Simpsons Hit and Run walkthroughs on YouTube. I would have liked to not grow up. Yeah. I probably won't watch the whole thing just because it's murder on my ears, but let's watch a bit more.
Hey, I'm endorsing a new cola, kids.
That buzzing is awful.
Poisonous to everybody. That we know of. New and improved Buzz Cola is made from only the finest sugars and waters.
I did not have like
Special ingredient to
The audio just jumped earphones. Weird. I didn't have a pop filter or anything. I actually can't remember this microphone, but I remember the microphone after it, because I know it was my second microphone, and I want to talk about that fucking microphone, because I think I still have it. Okay, so
Yeah, I started a new game before. I actually started a walkthrough for it like a couple of days ago. But
so this was when I was also... I realised that my audio levels, especially when streaming, because it's hard with streaming, my audio levels are still kind of
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead
fucky.
and disable the tutorials. I'm sure if you're playing this, you know how to like move
fuck.
and stuff. And if you're watching it, it's like
I'm fucking this up,
don't
man.
really need to know.
There we go. So I'll just turn that down in a second.
I started a walkthrough
My audio levels
days ago.
are shit,
um,
because
but
I didn't know what audio levels were.
on my laptop to try and
I didn't know what was a good threshold. Windows Movie Maker was decent for cutting, but audio was probably the worst part of it.
one I'm using right now, which is detachable, and I was getting the audio got screwed up. I got this overlay because the television sound.
I'm doing it again. Okay, so I'm complaining about the microphone and the audio quality in the video fucking 10 years ago, and I'm doing the same fucking thing now.
It did
For God's sake.
If you've been watching my Lego
For actual God's sake. It's okay, it's relevant
it
now,
all goes slow-mo,
but I hate when I'm like playing a game
but at the cost
or I'm reviewing a film or something and I start talking about microphones and cameras and shit,
I think it's better to
because it's just it takes you out of it.
5 or 10 seconds where it goes blurry every half hour. That's probably the best quality I can get out there now.
It is quite cute. I mean, it's quite humble.
I don't know where I'm going.
Just started.
Um,
I said I don't know where I'm going, and then Homer said I've got my mission. That's good synergy. But yeah, another thing, and this becomes more apparent in later videos
column.
that I'll show.
Trying to find the
Another thing is I recorded on a laptop that was so shit that it would drop an audio. It would drop like 5 audio frames every
my bad.
like 60 seconds.
And
And
take a look at what we can.
you can hear it because of that buzzing in the background.
Story missions.
So what I started after doing was make the audio start a bit later, so that once all the frames had dropped through the videos, it was actually finishing a little sooner.
Done them in the level.
Fucking awful.
We're gonna definitely get all the cars.
Awful quality.
Clothing, I'm not that bothered about. 'Cause, you know, you can just buy it whenever. The vehicles, we're gonna collect them all.
Here's the...
Probably
So
not
it must have
all.
took me a few months to get status
And
enough
we'll
to
try and find as
upload
many gags as possible, but
more than 10 minutes. Weird.
I don't know if we'll find them all.
Considering the frequency with which I uploaded, which was...
Okay, wait.
I might have the actual thing. Hit and run screen cap. No, that's not it. Oh, so here we go. Yeah, so since Hit and Run walkthrough part 1, 40,000 views. However, YouTube worked very differently back then because it was view based. This was taken in 2016. I'm talking about back in 2010. It was view based. If you got 40,000 views, you were like, this is a successful video. But likes and dislikes, I don't even think they were a thing. Video replies were a thing. But I'm not sure if likes and dislikes were a thing in 2010. I could be wrong. However, you see that 40,000 views, and I'm at 41 likes. Obviously, eventually likes triggered. 41 likes, 64 comments. That was over 6 years. So over 6 years, it garnered 40,000 views and 41 likes. So that's kind of how engagement worked back in 2010. And you can also here see the massive incline, because I believe part 60 here is the last part. You can see the massive decline. This is why it's hard to get into YouTube gaming for anyone that wants to do it in terms of doing it successfully. This is how every series you have that goes on for longer than 5 parts, that is like a AAA game, or a game that's currently popular, this is what it's going to look like every time. I watch YouTube gamers now, and they suffer from the same thing. And it's always hard for them to upload a series, and they're always commenting, thank you so much for anyone who's still sticking around for this series. Because if it's a 20 video series, you'll upload part 1 and you'll get 40,000, sure. And then you'll lose, what is that? Like 96% of viewership. It will drop to 1,000. That's how hard the drop always is. I don't think it's viable to do gaming unless you're already quite big, or you do something special with it, or you're also streaming on the side and garnering a community there. Because it's not part based when you're streaming. But that's pretty much how gaming on YouTube still is today. Is people just drop off. And it's weird because a view only triggers after watching a certain amount of video. So theoretically, they're watching the whole video. They're going, oh, I watched the whole thing. I sat there for half an hour. But they're not coming back for the other parts. It's quite weird. I mean, personally, I was doing it more for fun. And I think you should. But I see... It's probably the field I see more people trying to do for, oh, how do I get my sub count up? I've been playing these games. I upload 4 videos a day for 3 months. How do I get more subscribers? It's like, you really should not be YouTube gaming for quick growth. So this was also kind of funny. I wanted to talk about this a little bit. I've not read, this is one I've not opened, but I kind of remember what it was about. So let me just read this intro. I've not read it yet in a while. Before this video starts, let me apologize. A lot of the commentary was cut because it was basically me getting stressed and swearing a lot. X3. Before this video, I had played another 10 minutes of this level, which I cut from the walkthrough because I didn't get anywhere. Because you sucked. About 9 minutes into that video, I changed my car to the car built for Homer, which you'll see me complete this mission with. And I highly recommend doing this mission with. So this walkthrough also kind of transitioned to, hey, I'm having fun on this game, to, and if you know anything about hit and run, you'll know this is how it goes, from, hey, I'm having fun on this game when I'm walking around Springfield, to, this mission is taking me 3 fucking hours and it's super fucking difficult and you have to be super fucking on the clock. Because that's how hit and run goes. That's how hit and run goes. It's grueling once you get into it. The last like 3 missions, I think that the second to last mission, everyone just fucking really gets on about. Oh, again, sorry that the audio was cut, and sorry in advance for the continued aggressive mood when commentary resumes. So I had, this is dead inside me now. I was massively emotional. Ooh, the part before. Let's see if we can hear any of this aggressive attitude.
Running out of coins. Wait, if this isn't going to the observatory, can we just drive to the...
No, this is the mission before. It must have just been the one mission that stressed me off. Damn it, I should have saved the video afterwards. But I was intensely emotional. It took nothing for me to cry. Like, I would cry at anything. I'd get stressed and yell at games really easily. You know, films sometimes as well. Just like, I got so shouty and angry at games. I recently bought the Halo Master Chief Collection, and while I don't get shouty, it pisses me off more than it really should, for the fact that it's just a fucking video game. But yeah, I don't so much do that anymore. But I had massive anger issues because I have a huge thing with failure. So when I have to do the same, when I fail the same mission over and over again, it would be visceral, man. It would kill me inside. the fix for that in life was never try and get anything so you can never fail at anything. Or never trying for anything that you could potentially fail in. Always be 100% certain that you're going to succeed. Or you can succeed. And it all works out. But yeah, The Simpsons Hit and Run was my most popular one. I'm not sure why I saved the Toonby video. But let's have a look. Oh, I wanted to show it in terms of like me trying to make videos better. So I started doing this thing where I drew every intro. Just to give it a bit more personality. So I streamed Toonby, or Toomba, if you prefer, or Tomba, whatever you want to fucking say. I streamed it a few months ago as well, very close to Simpsons Hit and Run. I need to play some new fucking games, is what this retrospective is teaching me. These are some of my favourite games. Look at that fucking perspective. I just went, I'm taking this 2D game, and I'm making it fucking 3D, and it's going to be cool. And this was like I said, a couple of YouTubers inspired me to get into making game walkthroughs, and the one that did was one that made a Toonby walkthrough. And when I first started, I didn't know what emulators were. I didn't know how they worked. And I quickly learned about them. I was messaging that guy who made the thing. I was like, yo, how do you record your thing? Do you have the game? He's like, no, I use an emulator. I'm like, what the fuck is an emulator? And then it led to this. So I was drawing all my intros. I don't draw anymore, and I've not drawn in a while, except for special circumstances. For example, I'm trying to design some tattoos I'm going to get now, and it's just cheaper than getting someone else to do it, so I'm going to do it myself. But I don't like spend time drawing something like this anymore. But I had this style for ages, if you want to call it that. I do draw from time to time. I've got some drawings up on my Instagram. My private Instagram. I've got one on my desktop. I think this is the last thing I drew, which was about a year ago. It's kind of a little alien thing. So there's not much difference in terms of skill set because I abandoned it, so I haven't been learning to get better. But that's the kind of thing I used to do. And I've actually been getting a super hankering to get back into drawing lately. So I might give it another go at some point soon. Not professionally, just for fun. But I was trying to make a living in that for a while. I was trying to get freelance designer work. But as with how I went into university to do editing, doing it on a professional level is far different. And when I say different, I mean bollocks. And takes all the passion and interest out of it. So I end up abandoning them. But yeah, I started drawing my intros, and interestingly, I don't know if you could tell this from the quality of the intro, but just give this a listen. Sounds a bit fuzzy, right? That is me searching the Toomba soundtrack on YouTube, holding my microphone up to my computer speaker and recording it, because back then there was nothing like YouTube to MP3 downloader. It wasn't a thing. There was shit like, I think LimeWire was on its way out, so that wasn't an option anymore. I think that ran till like 2015. But yeah, that's kind of what we had to resort to. It's not the highest quality, but I was just so interested to get a video out and so interested to make content that it was better than nothing. I was like, hey, the Toomba intro with visuals and sound, you gotta have the soundtrack there. So yeah, that's kind of what I started doing.
Playing,
with a screen recorder, and it's kind of archaic. I have to reset it every single time. But other than that, the game runs fine. So this is basically just the story intro of how the pig steal his grandfather's bracelet, and
I remember.
now he's gonna go kick some ass. Nice.
So I'm still not so on camera. So this was about a year ago,
So
a year after starting my YouTube channel.
I'm actually doing this first part after I've recorded the rest of the game because the audio screwed up the first time I recorded it. So this is actually.
But there's some
I'm doing the first part of
there's some variance there. There's some like, hey, you know, I'm more comfortable. You can hear it, I think.
So that's just him running off.
I remember this
You
version
with the pink hair.
of the game I
Yes,
emulated
all the text and stuff
because
in the
it was a really shit
I've
copy
never
of
seen
it
around
that
here before.
didn't play audio in
It's changed
cutscenes.
so much.
And when I got a better version and played it, I was like,
On top of that hill up ahead. It's crazy
there's
how
audio during this cutscene.
you out.
It kind of blew my mind.
Be sure to check all the signs on the
Seeing
way.
as this is
The local visitors
my
bureau
second favourite game of all time.
helpful info for visitors. To read the signs, press the directions
But yeah,
on the
I
web.
absolutely love this game.
By the way, what is with the pink hair anyway?
It's very nostalgic for me and my sisters because we had it on a demo disc.
So that's our first quest.
I believe I recorded this on something like Camtasia or Cam Studio,
What's it say?
because OBS was also not a thing back then.
If you continue your villainous acts, I cannot be responsible for what
Like I said, it was a happier time.
Okay, so first thing to do is step
Fuck
out
OBS.
on this spring thing. They're gonna be all around the world, and you're gonna need to step on
All around the world. So,
top of it, and you'll get the
Daft
bonus
Punk,
minute
R.I.P.
quest, but that's
Um,
not counted, but he's
but
actually
yeah,
out.
pretty standard. The quality's obviously high because I'm recording directly from the screen. It seems like I'm still very much directive. Hey, here's how you play the game. Here's what you do. But that's a year afterwards. After starting with Lego Star Wars. Now I've got two videos here that were me and my friend who I was supposed to start the channel with playing a game, and the tone gets very different because I'm with someone. I always thought, and I still legitimately think, and I didn't think this at the time going in specifically, but I've always thought game channels, especially if you're going to do commentary, even if it's informational commentary, like do this, do that, here's how you do this game, here's how you complete it, 2 people minimum. It's always better with this isn't to discredit anyone who's like a single commentator for a game. Most of the gameplays I watched today are single commentators. If you have a second person, or if it's a 2-person dealio, it's someone to bounce off. And it's someone to fill in gaps when you don't know what to say. And especially if you're doing it for entertainment purposes and you're doing like first time playthroughs, or it's more about the comedy of the commentating. There's not this weird dead silence after you try and say something funny. And conversations carry on better. You can elaborate on shit better. I honestly just always think that groups of friends playing games is always way funnier and more entertaining on another level than just one person. As funny as a person can be, or as entertaining as a person can be. A lot of my favourite YouTubers currently are individual gamers. But I just think it super adds something. It adds a level of camaraderie. Like, my favourite YouTube gamer currently is probably John Wolf, and I never miss a John Wolf upload. But at the same time, my favourite YouTube gamers of all time is the Super Best Friends, because it's that. It takes it to this different place of entertainment. And I think it super adds something. And I actually found out about the Super Best Friends halfway through having this channel, and before I made this video with his friend, but not too long afterwards. Sorry, after making this video with his friend, but not too long afterwards. And I was like, oh yeah, we should do more stuff like this with like the clan. Not that kind of clan. Halo 3 clan. The gameplay clan. Because it's these guys are funny, and it's way funnier when you commentate and play with friends. But it never really came to fruition. But it's also another piece of advice I would say if you want to make your channel stand out as a YouTube gamer, is it's kind of better when you're like a really funny comedy duo. If you're lucky enough to be in a situation where you and your friend are both funny and both good at bouncing off each other. This is not that. I'm just going to say this right now. This is not that, because this is 17 to 18-year-olds. 17 to 18-year-olds are never funny, no matter how much they think they are. Teenagers in a group are never really funny. You have to really strike gold to find a funny teenager on YouTube, because what they try to be is just either edgy or quirky or loud. They're not like genuinely witty people that are like, let's have a discussion, a proper discussion about this game or something outside of the game, and also throw in some wit in the middle. So what this is me and my friend playing a game, playing Gears of War, and then just making shit noises and saying shit edgy stuff. Like, get fucked. I fucking fucked you. Like real South Park shit. Which isn't fair, because South Park is good and actually witty. But like, the kind of teenager that would watch South Park and like, oh, it's funny because it's rude. So I'm actually kind of also resilient to show you this. As well, like, it's just the worst fucking quality. Out of the videos here that I have watched, it's easily the fucking worst, because we only had the one microphone to record on, so I had to fuck the settings to get it to room capture instead of like podcast capture like this one does. And let me just show you the voice quality.
I'm so glad my gold membership on there. But yeah, guys, this is Alex from G&A Productions. And Gavin.
It's just like,
oh, look at the graphics.
It's just static.
Oh my god, PlayStation 1. Oh my god.
And you also, I'm definitely sure I didn't upload this to this quality, because you can't even see.
Oh my god. Dude, you want to mute the laptop? Oh, yeah,
you can't even see the fucking text on screen. Yeah, so it's just me and him making shit jokes and shit noises. So I'm not going to show you the whole thing of that. But that's a failed experiment of something that I think works best in the long run. Dual commentary, especially like the best Twitch channels are the ones where they're like shared networks, friends. Get your friends together. John Wolf does it with his friends as well. And it's just funny watching them play off on each other and play together. And every time I see a really funny clip from Twitch, it's some guys just fucking egging each other on. It works really well. Dark Cloud. Okay, so this is just, I think I just saved this for the point of, yeah. Any other videos? Some of these I do actually still think hold up in terms of I gave them a run through, and I think the commentary is decent. Okay, I remember very specifically this as an experience. So the way I used to record my gaming videos was I used to wait till the afternoon when my mum went out of the house so that I could have some peace to record for like an hour, which was 5 or 6 videos I'd get a day, because she'd only be out of the house for an hour every afternoon, and because she'd go to hang out with the neighbours, and that was kind of it. I didn't really get to just record for as long as I want. But I remember one night she was like, "Oh, I'm staying over at the neighbours today." I was like, "Okay, cool. I didn't want to throw a party. I mean, I wasn't even drinking back then. I didn't want to throw a party. I didn't want to order anything on her fucking... She didn't have any money, but if she did, I didn't want to, watch a dirty film on the TV downstairs. All I wanted to do was go, oh my god, I can play a game on the big TV downstairs and record a long session for my YouTube channel, right? So that's what I decided to do. And what did I decide to play with access to the big TV? I decided to play a bunch of fucking retro emulator games that are like pixelated anyway, so you couldn't even fucking tell. So I did this thing where I think there was two of these videos. I did like a retro playthrough of some games. So I did Zombie Ate My Neighbors.
Check out those linguistic skills.
Oh god, it's fucking cringe.
Damn it. Oh,
Okay, you can actually... I don't know what recorder this is, but you can see the frame rate shit in the bottom. Maybe someone else knows. I played Scrabble. I decided to use my Wild Knight of Freedom and Independence to play fucking Scrabble. Too stoned. Anyway. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Scrabble suddenly became popular soon, seeing as fucking chess already has. The Enjoypad review. So, that was 2011. When was this one? That was 2011. So the Enjoypad review. You ever have one of those plug and play consoles that just plugged into your back of your TV and it took batteries? This fucking thing. 9-in-1. That's a crock of shit. Where's the actual thing? Maybe it's at the beginning and you have to... No. So it says 9-in-1. This was not a 9-in-1 console. This was a... What was it? It was like a 500-in-1 console. Now, I'm not fucking you. Because it came with 3 discs. For some fucking reason. Even though the discs didn't have information on them and all the game information was inside the console... It had 3, so it had a small disc like that, a medium disc, and then a big disc, and each disc hit a little notch inside the console that would then activate a certain disc. I don't fucking know why. It could have just played all of them. But it was like 500 games in one console of like knockoffs of... And at the time, because I didn't have much access to the internet, I didn't really know about the history of gaming. I didn't know what classic games were on like old Nintendo consoles or what consoles came before the PlayStation 1. So I didn't know at the time, but these are all effectively knockoffs. This is a knockoff. This game was fucking good, and that is not sarcasm.
There we go. If you're standing still, you can just do this.
Like, and you're trying to make your way up this
Which is really good.
thingy of boxes.
Still get
Some of these are really good, but apparently someone informed me once I uploaded this. Oh, these are kind of knockoffs of old Nintendo games. Most of them. There's a specific one that I want to find, if I can. This one has a lot of importance to me because I had a day off school once where I was genuinely ill. I say that because a lot of time I was not genuinely ill. I was off school once sick and I was playing this. I played this all fucking day. I'm not fucking kidding you. Like 6 hours I played this. So you see it goes up in levels there. I just got to level 1 over the course of... I don't know, like... Well, it's not scrolling, so maybe 5 minutes, right? I got to... I don't know what level I fucking got to. I don't know what level I got to. I got to over 100, I'll fucking tell you that. I was playing this for 6 hours straight. At the end of the day, my sister comes in. She plays a horrible prank on me, pretending that my TV's buzzing because phones have just figured out how to fucking play audio things. And she's playing this fake electronic buzzing sound, and she's like, you should turn it off. So I turn it off, and then I'll lose all my progress. She's a fucking bitch. So but yeah, it was a plug and play console. Do they even really make those anymore? Do people enjoy plug and play anymore? Now everyone's got a phone with an internet connection. Has the industry for plug and play just died? Good. Shit. Now, the thing I remember most about the channel, I'm not trying to do first, I'm not trying to do a slant on you, anyone that's watching. Second of all, I'm not trying to make it a competition. I get mostly nice comments on this channel as well. But the one thing I remember about this channel, especially for it being my first and me being very sensitive, and especially considering that I was uploading fucking cancerous garbage, in terms of video quality and audio quality, that I don't know how anyone sat to enjoy. I got regular subs, like, who'd watch every video and comment on every video, and they were like, I love this channel. I watch this channel every time you upload. And I re-watch a lot of your playthroughs because I find them very comforting. Which was nuts. It's nuts to me now, because of what we've seen thus far. But it was the first kind of, like, endorphin hit of that, like, oh, I've made someone's day. That's nice. Oh, God. Sorry. I shouldn't have reacted the way I did, and you're going to hate me for what I just reacted to. But I've spelt definitely wrong. I spelt it definitely. So you'll see here my username's a bit different. It's Hero Hobo. Near the end of this channel, I think I was making it in a different location and at a different home. I was making different kinds of content because near the end of the channel's run, where I was actually making content for it, I was like, clearly this dude is not making these videos with me. As I said, my friend never uploaded, and I was constantly pushing him to try and upload, and he never fucking did. He never made videos with me. So I went, fuck it, I'll make it my own channel. So I changed my name to Hero Hobo. If you're familiar with some of my earlier videos on this channel, you may recognize the avatar, because I would later reuse the cartoon styling for some of my reviews. Oh, we do have a negative comment. You're not funny. My not funny. I think if I saved this for anything, I saved it for that. That's great. But I did mostly get nice comments. You can hop onto people's head and kick them. Oh, here we go. I love it. I watch it over and over again because I crack up every time. Especially when you were doing the dice thing on the first level in the school bus. I hate them too. I remember making a point about the school buses. Fuck the school buses in Hit and Run. And you went flying into the barn thing. Haha, awesome. It's the same guy. I've been watching it and cracking up every time. I enjoy it very much. Look. This is nuts. This shouldn't be the case. Gavin Productions are by far my favourite videos on YouTube. Gavin, I think I have watched this walkthrough more than 300 times. I don't know this person. This isn't like a situation where I've got my mum to sign off. Gonna have to go. Stay safe, bro. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Lewis. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good night, man. Yeah, it's quite late. I don't know why I'm still streaming. I was supposed to start earlier and I didn't. It just took me a while to start up. But thank you, man. Thanks for coming in. Nice to see you again. I haven't cared so much about the cards until you showed me where they were. Thank you. So this isn't like, oh, Mum, can you leave me some nice comments and pretend to be a subscriber? Like, people were just fucking doing this. I'm like, what? I'm uploading garbage. You're cool. So we had you're not funny, and now we have you're cool. So some very brief but impactious comments by the user base here. I have Spider-Man 3 for the PS. Wait, who's this replying to? So back here, replies didn't work where someone comments and then when you click reply, it goes into like an off thread, kind of like how Twitter does now. This was just at the username, and it made the whole thing very confusing. I don't know why it took so long to make some very simple changes on YouTube. That should have been numero uno. Look, don't think you'll see this, Gavin, but I was actually wanting to just see a Dark Cloud walkthrough since I've never finished this game. And you're the best gamer I've seen! So I'm subscribing. I've already watched all of the Dark Cloud walkthroughs too. Every single one on YouTube. All of them. I don't actually think there's that many. But I, incredibly nice. Overly nice. I didn't deserve this. My content quality was atrocious. But back then, it's February 2011. There was better quality content, obviously. There was HD 720p videos of the Xbox 360 and PS3 games that were out at the time. But I think people cared less about that kind of thing. Now, this is later on, and I want to defend myself here a little bit, because you might be able to see the thumbnail already. This is a Duke Nukem Forever Balls of Steel Edition unboxing. This was day one release. We didn't know. And if you know the game, you know what I'm talking about. We didn't know. I played the demo. It was good. Really good. And I don't think that demo's even in the full game. I wanna be exonerated here, because I will not blame myself. This ain't on me for anything you're about to hear. Now, I think the Balls of Steel edition... This is even worse, because I think the Balls of Steel edition was like 60 to 70 pounds. It was the first special edition of a game I've ever bought. And like I said, I was quite poor. I think I saved up like 3 months of tuition loan. Well, I say tuition loan, it's like 20 to 30 quid a month that college would give you to buy pencils and shit. No, I'm not joking. You had to apply for it every single month. Or something like that, or every year. I can't remember it. It was a weird fucking scheme. Anyway, I saved up all my little pocket money of the rare instances I get. I'm not being all old man yells at cloud, Zoomers are the worst here. We didn't fucking get iPhone 6s with like a 2-year contract when we were 6 back then. Because I know people where I grew up that get that now when they're kids. Because income works differently for the parents. It was not a fucking thing. 60 quid for a special edition game in 2011 my economic level. Fuck no. That's a feat. You got to work for that. So I did. And it was at the time the most expensive thing I'd ever purchased for myself. I think I've only ever gotten one other special edition. That was the Tomb Raider reboot, the newer Tomb Raider. I don't know when that released. What was that, like 2014, 2015? It might have even been 2012. No, I don't think it was. And that game was also a massive fucking disappointment, personally. It wasn't a disappointment to the same level of Duke Nukem. I know some people that like the new Tomb Raiders. Anyway, I'm never buying a special edition of a game again in my fucking life. Because I will not go 3 strikes, you're out. I don't care what the fuck comes in a special edition, ever. No, I tell a lie. I got 3 special editions in my life. The other one was Fable 3. And I'll tell you fucking what. The game's not great, but the special edition's fucking awesome. I still have the playing cards from the Fable 3 special edition and the coin. I think it came with an art book. I can't remember. But the Fable 3 special edition was actually pretty good. Also, I'm not going to harp on this too much. I don't mind Fable 3. It's not great. But I've seen reviews that are like, this is genuinely one of the worst games ever made. Shut the fuck up. Even in terms of, like, mainstream releases, that's not true. Like it's not even in the 10%. It's not great, but, like, there's so many games out there that are fucking unplayable. You can get through Fable 3. You can have a good time with the controls sometimes. And I know sometimes isn't great. A game should be all the time. But you wouldn't believe how many games are almost none of the time. And, yeah. I wouldn't rate it higher than, like, a 5 or a 6. It's below average, certainly. But I finished it, and there was good moments in it. I don't know why I've gone on to this impromptu review of Fable 3. The point is, it wasn't awful. Anyway, let's watch this. I had never really attempted a camera video before. I'm not even really sure how I captured this, because I remember not having a webcam. Otherwise, I would have been using it maybe. But I was also kind of averse to showing my face on camera, which is kind of ironic, because back then I was completely comfortable with myself, but not comfortable with my face on camera. And now it's like, body dysmorphia, but yeah, go on camera all you want. It's very fucking weird. The human brain is fucking crazy. Anyway, this was my first, like, camera video. And again, watch the quality and keep it in mind. Because back then, and the reason my audio was so shit, the reason the quality was so shit, is because I just loved the process. I just liked getting the comments back. I just liked uploading. I just liked playing a game and having that gameplay feel communal. And having be like, hey, I'm playing, but I'm also having kind of a conversation and teaching people about the game. I just really liked that. And I just got super into video making really, really quickly. So let's go ahead and watch this. I don't think this one's that painful considering it's a Duke Nukem Forever unboxing. But yeah, let's give it a watch.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Gavin here, and I'm going to be doing something a little different today from what I usually do, which is game walkthroughs. I'm actually going to be taking
It's a curved camera.
unboxing of the Balls of Steel edition of Duke Nukem Forever. And I got this game today in the mail about half an hour ago. Really excited when it came.
The mail?
I have actually already unboxed
How?
this, and I did record my first unboxing, but the audio screwed up.
Wow, imagine having the wherewithal to re-record an unboxing.
There as much as it was, but let's just,
I wouldn't re-record shit nowadays. I'd be like, I'm fucking done with this for the day.
But it comes out in North America on the 14th of June, I believe. So if you're in America right now, it kind of sucks to be you. But here we have the front cover of it, and pretty much what we promised.
Yeah, it sucks to be you in North America who didn't
On one
get
side we've got
Duke
all the
Nukem
system
Forever.
requirements, which
Fucking
is
hell.
on the back of the regular box. On the back of the box itself,
The bust was cool in design,
no show
but
of
it's
the bust.
that fucking big.
Now the bust is quite small. I thought the bust would be about the size of the box itself, and the box would be a bit bigger. But it is quite small, but nonetheless, it's still cool. And on the other side, we have everything that comes with the box. So you get a bust of Duke Nukem, a 100-page hardcover book of.
There was a lot in it.
Duke Nukem
I do
Forever.
still have the dice because I was collecting
Cards,
dice and
regular
playing
back
cards
book
for a while.
sticker,
Actually, I might still have the
a
playing cards
collectible
as well.
card book, a fold-out paper craft, some poker chips, a mini card deck.
I never. Every time I get a paper craft in anything, I never build it. I'm like, I'll save this for a special occasion, and I'm like, it's a fucking paper craft.
So
Just fucking
you
build
get
it.
what? I paid £70
What special
for it,
occasion?
that played
You
on
can
the
print them off
with
online.
an access code for the first, well, a code for the first access club. So I have played the demo. It does rock. And also, if you're
Did I just say it does rock?
you get some,
Oh no, yeah, I was sorry. I was like
Which
I
I'll
was
look
like
forward
a
to.
punk rocker as a teenager.
So here we have just opened the top of the box.
I say that with a grain of
Just for the
salt.
first time, you can see the cards, the dice.
I had a lot of Americanisms. I still do really. I still liberally use the word dude,
Quite small.
but I said stuff like
Did state that
rock
they
and
were mini
uber and
cards.
awesome,
Just gonna push that up there.
which I still don't mind. That's just language, I guess.
There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. So here we have the cards.
Oh my God, I remember that
this is the
room.
cover of the box.
It's an attic room, by the way. It was originally my sister's, and when she moved into it, there was a upside down pentagram drawn on the wall with the face of Behemoth,
Cards here with the
the
same
goat
background,
demon,
from the front.
drawn into it. Not a joke. There was a pentagram in that bedroom. We painted over it. It's fine.
Three,
The demons can't find you if you paint over it.
which you also got a pack of cards with, and they were not only full size, but they were pretty unique as well.
How can I just so like
A little disappointed with how plain they are.
so you might be oh, you're quite polite when you're a kid. I won't be polite now. How the actual fuck do you have a game where the slogan is Hail to the King and you make a deck of playing cards based on the game and you don't make the king your main character in the playing cards? What fucking Omnicell moron fucking came up with that? The slogan for the game is Hail to the King. And the game's like the personality of the game is look at all these fucking babes. You make the queen like some big-titted biker chick. That's Duke Nukem all over. Why did you even make playing cards? The Fable 3 cards are so much fucking better. I might... Give me a second. Let's see if I can... I'm pretty sure... Because I keep all my shit very close together, you see. That's my Lego. Harmonica. Yes! Okay, so I believe the Duke Nukem cards I still have, but they're wrapped up somewhere. I still have the Fable 3 cards. I keep shit in pots and then just stack the pots on top of each other, so I have like 10 years worth of shit in pots. Look at these fucking things. I'm just gonna... So there's... Not only I'll just get a couple of these. So you got two queens there. They're both queens. Not only are they uniquely designed as is, but every like house is a different picture in itself. So the Queen of Hearts is different from the Queen of Clubs. And it's like that for everything. Got like different aces, different jokers, different kings. There's a unique picture on all of them. How much of a scam is a set of cards in a special edition game that costs 60 to 70 quid that doesn't have unique card set? Fuck Duke Nukem. Also, you might not be able to tell this from the video, but the cards that you got with Duke Nukem compared to the Fable 3 cards are like that big. They are way smaller. They are not standard size for playing cards. They're shit. The Fable 3 cards knocked it out of the park. As did the entire Fable 3 Special Edition, apart from the game itself.
But nonetheless, you know, it's just a little extra thing, and they are pretty cool.
I was more humble back here, so I'm like, hey,
If you're a
anything I get is good because
which I am not. Just get my card box
I don't
back.
get anything.
So the next thing we have is the dice. Now the dice are actually a lot cooler.
Yeah, the dice actually are really good. I still have them. They're like they've got like a fogginess to them.
This cool little nuke sign.
Yeah, so the dice are custom.
And they're light as well. So they're just, even though they're basic dice, they are still.
So I don't know why the fucking cards aren't custom. To be fair, if I'm gonna have custom cards or custom dice, it's nice to have the dice because they're like a solid thing.
You get a purple one.
I forgot about the poker
I don't know
chips.
the significance of which color, because you know I'm not a heavy poker player. But you know they have the cool little.
Not
nuke
any
symbol,
poker
and
player.
again, they're light, they have a
I
very
think
nice
I'd played
text,
played
they
poker
seem
once at
very
this
good
point.
quality. And again, I'm very happy with those. Now going to the actual.
So this was the first
Yeah,
and
it's very
only
nice. And definitely worth.
unboxing I ever did.
Enjoyable, and I'm not talking about the boobies on the front. It's coming into
That's
it.
such a
It's
fucking
really
17-year-old
nice.
thing to say.
I'm not- once
Oh yeah, I
you
would have
peel
been
it off, it won't be white on the background, it'll actually be
18 at this point.
transparent, I think is
Yeah,
yellow,
boobies.
the beef,
Yeah, so a bunch of paper shit,
little
as with any
scope
special
on.
edition. Such a fucking waste of human resources.
You can't really complain about it.
Here's a bunch of pictures with Duke Nukem's face on them.
Because that's Xbox 360 and I don't have the capture card to work with that right now. But anyway, thanks
I never
for
did.
watching, and
Not until this channel that I'm currently on. So I never got a better capture card until I got to university. So I could buy one, I think. Yeah. Oh no, I got one when I was No, yeah, that was this channel. Yeah, when I was making early gaming videos. But that was kind of my first foray into something other than playing games. I was like, hey, I should expand. This would be nice. I should do something different. And that was 2011 as well. And then for some reason, I don't really have much going on for a couple of years. I do remember so you remember there was like a year I went without loading anything because I lived in shared housing on this channel. I remember when I had this old channel, I did the same kind of thing. And I think it was just a plain text video. I was like, I'm not going to be uploading for a while. I don't know how long. And it turned out to be 7 months. And the reason was just because my mum could no longer afford internet. So I was without any internet connection for like 7 months. And the whole time I was thinking about, oh my god, I want to upload. I've not uploaded anything. I want to play a game and make a video on Windows Movie Maker. And that was only 7 months. And it felt so much longer. And I remember when I went into that shared house, the first thing it reminded me of was the 7-month gap. And that went by much quicker. The year that I wasn't able to upload went by much quicker. And I've been living here. The last proper videos I made, you know, like my Turkey Twizzlers return video and my Spirit of the North video, I made in my old flat. And I think since I've been in this flat, which I've had a 1-year contract on that ends in a month, I've only done streams. I've not made any videos here. I might have made a couple of little gaming videos. So I've been here a year. Not made any videos. Purely based off not want, but personal like motivation too. And to be fair, the year's flown by for all of us because coronavirus, but I haven't fucking felt it. And it's just interesting to me that the 7-month gap I went without internet felt like 2 years. And then the year gap where I was in shared house and I couldn't make videos felt like 7 months. And then this year gap where I've actually been able to make videos, but not done, has felt like 3 months. Kind of. Nah, that's an exaggeration. It's also felt like 7 months. Because the last few months have, probably since I last streamed, have just fucking dragged. But I won't get into that. I'll try not to bring the mood down. So that's kind of the content I went to. I'm gonna show one more video. So I think that the gap must have been in like 2012, 2013, because I haven't saved any videos from that time. I don't think I was doing anything particularly special, which is why I haven't saved any videos from there. And I made a return. And then obviously I have one video from 2014, which is crazy to me because it felt like I hadn't used my channel in ages when I deleted it in 2016. And to be fair, like 2 years is quite a while. But it definitely felt longer than 2 years. And this is where I first started dipping my toe into, hey, maybe I can do something more interesting and informative than gaming videos. So this is kind of the precursor to what would become me going, hey, I want to make long informational videos with cool editing. And I remember at the time I was watching a lot of like list channels, top 5, top 10, or just like 5 or 10 interesting things on a certain thing, like Lemino. If you know who Lemino is, it's that kind of thing I was very interested in. Because I was just growing a passion for informing, I guess. Well, I don't want to say educating. That sounds a bit pretentious in a way. A bit pompous. But I thought I'd try my hand at like list videos, and I remember I made 2. One of them was like an Easter egg video, and the other one was this. This, I believe, was my last upload on this channel, which is why I've saved it. This was when I'd renamed my channel and gone, fuck my friend, he's not making games with me. He's not playing games with me. So it's a list video, and it's sort of, I had studied script writing to a point by then, but it's also like my first foray into script writing for myself. So it's kind of stiff. I'll show you a little bit of it. I won't go through the whole thing. A little cute. Not really my style anymore.
particularly ocean liners and their rise and fall.
But I was,
popularity.
yeah, this
But I
is
also love
on
all
like
kinds of ships, the history of the usage,
ship
pirates
mysteries.
ruling the high
I'm still
seas,
super into mysteries.
dominating
I watch
the
mystery
world.
videos all the time. If anyone watches like Rainbot on Nightmind,
Those vessels.
I really like those channels. I would recommend them.
Wind up desolate, shipwrecked, or flat out missing.
That's just a theme park ride. That's a
Not
cartoon
about
ship.
Supernatural ghost ships like the infamous Flying Dutchman, but some have been abandoned or have disappeared under suspicious and often downright creepy circumstances. So on that note, here is a list of 5 doomed ships throughout history. Number 1, the Mary Celeste.
This was when I had Photoshop. I must have been so happy to actually edit.
Was a British merchant ship that, in December of
I had Photoshop, and this was still the quality I came out with.
floating adrift,
Shameful.
completely unmanned. What was strange was that the ship was in good condition, had 6 months worth of supplies including food and water in fine condition, and the only thing missing from the ship, along with all of its 10 occupants, was the single lifeboat, with all the crew's personal and sentimental belongings left on board. No one knows why the ship was abandoned, but most reports speculate weather or sea conditions spooked its occupants who quickly fled, piracy, which wouldn't account for so much valuable loot being left on board, and of course some speculate supernatural or paranormal intervention, as the crew was never seen or heard of again. There are plenty of factors here that could rein in further speculation. When the vessel was investigated by the crew of the ship that found it, the De Gracia, the captain reported that the deck was holding water and that the hold had up to 3.5 feet of water inside.
Everyone's kind of worried about
While the
making
ship was still
informational videos
sailable,
like this,
there
though,
was
if it's
tear
not
in
a
its
subject I'm
mainsail.
familiar with,
The
because I'm
ship's
like,
clock and compass were both
have I got enough
broken,
sources?
and all of its documents were missing,
Or am I
except,
echoing the wrong
ironically,
person
its
and
most
all my info
important,
is super
the
fucking
captain's
wrong?
log. And the rope used to operate the mainsail had been removed and tied to the ship's rail, trailing in the water. Most importantly, although the cargo appeared unspoiled and untouched, when it was later recovered, many of the alcohol barrels were found to be empty. So here's my theory. The crew, maybe just out of boredom or mischief, cracked open some of the alcohol and got tipsy on board. While they were drunk, a small storm swept across the ship, throwing water on board. Somehow during this, either accidentally or from the weather, the ship's compass and clock were damaged. Inebriated and spooked, the crew panicked, dropped the lifeboat, and used the rope from the mast to climb down into it. It's unknown why they were never seen again, although most likely they died trying to operate the lifeboat whilst drunk. Similarly, they may have
I wonder if
broken
I
the
actually-
compass and clock earlier,
because I
then
don't
got drunk
remember.
in reckless
I don't remember any of this
panic, boredom that
information.
may have been
I-
stressed for some time.
I'm curious as to whether I was
It's not
like,
gonna be solved anytime
I was
soon,
actually
and earns
reading this
its name as the
information. I was like,
strangest
this all kind of
maritime
makes sense,
mystery
or if that was
of all
someone's
time.
theory that I just echoed.
Number 2,
I don't think I would
Oran
lie.
Medan,
I'm not that kind of
the creepiest
person
on
to
our
go,
list.
I came up with this
Oran
theory.
Medan is a
But it's
shape
kind of
with
interesting to me that I was
tale,
reading up on this thing and I was like,
multiple publishings with some
this seems
inconsistencies.
self-explanatory.
Some people question that the ship ever existed at all. Around 1947 or 1948, the ship was said
But
to
yeah, I
have
don't
sailed
actually
across
remember the
Africa from
information
a
from these
Chinese
videos.
port.
I don't
Story
retain
goes that the ship was
information.
found somewhere south
I don't
of the
even
Marshall
remember
Islands, with every living
fucking
thing on board found to be
making
dead.
things. I just
Most
remember that
plausible
I
cause of
had them
death
and I
was
did
said
at
to
some
have been
point.
Carbon monoxide poisoning from shoddy transportation of chemical cargo boat washed overboard, leaking bad.
Oh, I remember the Ruth Simmons one. Yeah, there's this monument.
If I've sparked your curiosity,
Oh, that's
go
cute.
check them down. Countdown. I'll see you later, guys.
Oh god, I said guys. I'm that generic. I think I remember drawing this. I remember the weirdest stuff. Don't ask me to like put my mind into a lineage, into a linear string of events that can't even make a sentence. But you know what I mean. That was the last video. I actually, to give you, I looked this up. I shouldn't have done this preemptively. But I was like, hey, I don't really quite know how the Wayback Machine works. Maybe I can still download some of this, some of my old videos or watch them. And I very quickly found out how it works. But it doesn't do that. But there is still this very interesting. It does do something very interesting. So back in the day, You actually, how fucking dare you? You actually used your channel name as your web address for YouTube. And they changed that so it's a channel code. So if you go to your channel now, it'll say YouTube/user/ and then a string of fucking shit. And that's your channel code. What that means is that you can change your name any number of times to any number of things. And any number of people can have the exact same name. Despite sometimes names I want and like being taken, I despise this. It's fucking stupid. I was trying to find an old channel that I used to watch back in the day recently, so I searched him on YouTube. Fucking over 70 users with the same name. It was a nightmare trying to find him. So the way Wayback Machine works, I didn't know this, is it just takes screenshots of a particular instance of a URL, so you can't actually operate old versions of the internet. Still, we can be grateful for the version that we do have. To give you sort of an idea of how long ago 2010 was, because, you know, I watch a lot of these videos and I'm like, oh, I am cringy. I'm saying a lot of fucking weird shit and I act like a little bitch. October, so I'd had my channel for 5 months. June, July, August, September, or March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 7 months. And you might think, okay, 10 years isn't that long. From like 17 to 28, or I guess 17 to 29 now. It's not that long. You should be ashamed. It was quite recent. You should be ashamed of your recent behavior because it's quite recent. It was a long time ago. And I can prove how long ago it was with a single picture. And the picture is the screen cap that Wayback Machine has captured for me. Thank you very much. This was YouTube in 2010. This is what it still looked like. Which, by the way, was the best channel setup. This was beautiful. This is compact and aesthetically pleasing. I still love the way this old channel layout looks. Oh, look at that. The old YouTube ran off Flash Player, RIP. But yeah, this is how old ago. This is how long ago 2010 truly was, and you know, views weren't exactly rolling in on some of these walkthroughs. 8 views a week ago, 2 views a week ago. I get way more views than that now on even my worst videos. I know I was young because I'm over here favoriting fucking =3 music videos. I don't think I'm gonna apologize for anything I did when I was 17 because I already explained that all 17-year-olds have terrible taste. Everyone, I think 13 to 19 you can't be trusted. So the entire teenage lineage, basically, every number that ends in the word teen can fuck off, like as a person that it belongs to, because they're terrible. Huh. I finished Lego Star Wars quite quickly then. That's pretty cool. So in 7 months into my channel's existence, I had nearly 50,000 views. And I'm interested. I agree. Why can't I? Why am I signed out? Oh no, my email. No one watches this. Fuck it. I think my email's on my. Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry, I hate this Fucking two-step verification. Yeah, email's on your channel anyway, so it's fine. Hey, look, it's me. I'm streaming. Hey, John Wolf uploaded again. Sweet. So what am I looking for? I've completely forgot. Overall upload views. So I'm just. How do you find that? Channel analytics. Views. Lifetime. 50,000. Lifetime views. Over 5 years. Whereas here I had 50,000 in 5 months. So, you know, there's a discrepancy. But as I already explained, YouTube engagement is sort of based differently. Also, I think back then it was like a click is a view. So, they might have not even watched the whole thing or really cared. Also, it's very different when you're uploading 8 videos a day, which I was. Which I know I was because... Yeah, look at this. 28th of March, 28th, 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 29th, 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 29th. So like 5 to 6 videos a day. Oh, look at this beautiful layout. Oh, I did find something else when I came to check this out. That's not worth showing you. It's pointless. It's not really apropos to the subject matter. But I was talking earlier about Halo clans, and I found my old Halo clan channel, which we didn't have any content on. But was still pretty weird to see. I got really nice comments on my channel too. I miss channel comments. Fucking annoying that we don't have channel comments anymore. I don't even know why they just get rid of features. They got rid of video responses. But channel comments were really nice. And you can't even post notifications now unless you hit a certain like subscriber threshold. So your voice isn't worth listening to the people that subscribe to you if you need to make a quick update. This is why I make annoying fucking update videos. It's very annoying. I get nice comments. Did you draw the background? Oh. I don't know why, that's so sweet. I really like your Simpsons Hit and Run walkthroughs. I wish I could get. I also come from the United Kingdom. I feel like they were either in my age group or lesser. So, you know, I think people were just generally nicer in general on the internet back then. More humble. People weren't nice to you just to get something out of it. Life. But yeah, that was my old... all my old videos from my old channel. I did have another channel alongside this while I was at college where I uploaded all my old animations that I did for college. And I was going to do more animations as well on it, but animation is hard. I think I turned that channel into a GIF compilation dump. And obviously I didn't save those. Because why the fuck would you? There's no quality there. You're just taking pre-existing images, basically, moving images, and splicing them together. And yeah, I watched some meme compilations now. I hate saying that. They're just chill to watch sometimes. I watch some meme compilations now, and halfway through the person's like, remember, please like and favorite this video, and remember to subscribe, and here's our merch channel, go and buy some of our hoodies. And it's like, dude, have some self-awareness. We weren't doing this in 2010 when we were just doing this for shits and giggles. You're a fucking meme compilation channel. We knew back then it didn't take fucking effort to just dump, download, and then dump edit a bunch of pre-existing videos together. I'm not going to buy fucking hoodies to support your channel. I'm not going to subscribe because I just randomly searched, I'm bored, show me a fucking meme compilation. You're not... I'm not trying to be a dickhead. But what you did doesn't really take effort and you're not worth subscribing to. I'm not trying to be an asshole. But that's the difference between, like, a compilation channel in 2010 and a compilation channel in 2021. Is in 2010, it's like, oh, these things just kind of made me laugh. I decided to take an afternoon, because that's how long it fucking takes, to just download them all, dump them into a timeline, export it, and then just upload it for your viewing ease, because it makes it easier for other people to see. It makes it easier for you to see. And it's not, no skin off my bones, just to make funny videos easier for other people to see. And then in 2021, it's like, I'm going to buy my merchandise so you can support me mass downloading these fucking videos. In an era where it's much easier, I might add, because you've got fucking YouTube downloaders and screen recorders. Please buy fucking wholesale hoodies, which are clearly wholesale because they're made on mass printing websites. Buy these wholesale hoodies and I get a percentage, and like every video I upload and leave a comment so my engagement and my viewership goes through the roof and I get more. It's like, fuck off. Everyone is so... I still have the same, like, ethics principles on uploading that I did in 2010, where it's like, I upload because I'm fun and I like the community aspect of it. But everyone is so fucking after it nowadays. It's not uploading content anymore, it's the grind. Everyone's grinding. How do I get more viewers? How do I get more subs? That's what matters, is the fucking number. It's been really disheartening. Especially, I think it's increased in the past 2 to 3 years. I don't know if it's quick cut content like what you see on TikTok and meme sharing that has exacerbated it. But over the past 3 years, it's really vamped up, and it's the overall cultural ethic of the thing and the platform, and it is one of the reasons. It is one of the underlying reasons that I don't make videos and upload. It's like, well, who is gonna watch this thing that's an hour long and has a lot to say? That's not the kind of thing people watch anymore. If I'm going to edit a video, I may as well just edit it for myself and then just watch it privately in my room, because people only want to watch 12-second videos with a punchline you've heard 1,000 times. And yeah, it's one of the aspects that's quite disheartening. But it's nice to go back and watch some of these old videos. I do like how decent of an archiver YouTube is, because you can, as long as the channel's not deleted, you can still watch a lot of old videos from 2010. There are certain channels that I remember watching that no longer upload, and it's a sad day when the channel itself just gets automatically wiped. So I always debate whether I should archive them for myself before they go offline. Yeah. Just I've always got them. Always got them memories. I honestly didn't archive enough of my own, but the channel really didn't go much past this. I experimented a bit with lists, and I did the odd thing like the unboxing and some multiplayer videos here and there. But for like 3 to 4 years, I was content just with a 7-month gap. With 3 to 4 years, I was uploading like 4 videos a day, Sometimes I'd miss a day, but rarely. And just playing games when I got home from school, recording them on an afternoon, and then cutting everything up. And it was kind of like my main hobby for a long time. Kind of weird how long I go now without touching anything. I've got a script underway. It's just shit has gotten in the way of actually finishing it, and I've made Touches 2 scripts before that I've done for YouTube because it's a YouTube script. I don't really feel like I have to do much with them, but I've never rewritten a script, and I've rewritten this one a couple of times, and it's just been kind of difficult to really get right. It's one I actually want to get right this time. Yeah, and it's just kind of... The headspace I'm in makes it difficult to work on it in a way that is like, this flows out of me. I feel so creative. And I know exactly what I want to say and how I want to say it. I really, really don't. I know what information I kind of want and need to put in, and it's like, how the fuck do I fit this together? I haven't written anything like this in 2 years, because it's like the Sunset Overdrive video. But I'll work on it. That's what I'm going to be working on besides this stream, moving forward most, and a couple of other ideas for something a bit looser. If I'm not sure if I'm going to be making YouTube videos soon, then I'm going to try and make something that's not like lazy, but doesn't require a bunch of research and analysis and foresight and wherewithal and crazy trick editing and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'll come up with something. I don't want to leave people hanging, especially if they've recently subscribed expecting decent content, and a slew of it, I might add, especially for someone who's been here for 5 years. So I was going to go, here's my old channel, here's my old videos, let's talk about them. And then do that, and then go, okay, let's jump ahead a little bit and look at my current channel, but my old videos on my current channel. So all the old reviews I used to do, and a couple of weird different gaming videos I used to do. But it's quite late. And like I say, I want to get up and actually work on this script tomorrow. So this has gone on long enough. What are we on? 3 hours, cool. My streams tend to average out about 3 hours. Like I said, I don't want to stream too many games, but I do want to start chilling on streaming again. It just eats away the time. I forget how quickly time goes on a stream, and that's good for me because I kind of just want to get the days over with. So it's like I try and sleep as much as I can, just get rid of the time. But then, you know, when you just like your body's too full of energy, it's like, no, I refuse to sleep anymore. So I just need something to get the time over with and get the day over with, and simultaneously wear my energy out. And streaming seems to be good for that, and I don't know why I've not been using it as a technique for that. So I'll try and get back in streaming. I say this every time I do a one-off stream every month. But I may actually be back here, YouTube streaming, to do what I was going to do and look at some of my old videos on this channel. They're a lot more bearable in terms of quality. I didn't watch through a lot of these because I didn't just want to sit there and listen to crackly, fuzzing voice with like on a pixelated 240p screen, because I realised that's uncomfortable to watch and listen to. No matter how much I'm in the corner commentating it. So I didn't watch through much of these videos, as much as I did talk about them. But when we look at some of my old videos on this channel, I will actually sit and watch and we can cringe together. Because I feel there's a... Why are you telling me to get help? I know I need help. I need people to stop telling me that I need help. I didn't know that happened with... Oh, it's when you hover over this. Oh, cool. Okay. So I'll come back and YouTube stream to do that. Hopefully over the next couple of days. But no promises. And then if it's more fitted to Twitch, whatever I stream after that, I'll go back to Twitch. It does seem that I get more engagement on YouTube streaming, which is nice. But to be fair, on YouTube I've got 500 subscribers, and on Twitch I've got 20. So that's probably something. I've always kind of debated about what's better, Twitch or YouTube, so I might dilly-dally between the two and then make a final decision. But that's if I'm even streaming in a couple of months, if I'm still able to. Yeah, I hope this wasn't too talky. I did expect to be sitting down watching videos more, but I kind of rambled on and didn't get to the videos I was going to watch mainly. But I hope it was interesting at the very least. And if you've made it this far and you are a new sub because of the Sunset Overdrive video, thank you very much and welcome. And I hope you enjoy perusing other videos, because I think someone's just liked one video and you can just press the like button, not have to get annoyed by my streams and my subscription pop-ups. Oh, that's horrible. Well, I'll leave it there. Thanks for joining me, those who have joined me. I've had a lot of fun, actually. It's been very nice going through these and chatting to peeps. And I will see you soon for another stream, and I'm definitely working on some video. I promise you that. Cool. Have a good night or afternoon or wherever you are, whatever.